That was a sweet intro. You gotta say, like,
we got the sad piano music to a chiptune intro and also the cheers right in between.
it was perfect. So, hey, welcome to the stream. Last time we were here, we were in a 24-hour banger here.
It was nuts. Last time I was here, we had 8 shows in a row, basically.
Man, I didn't even think about it that way. Yeah, you said it, and it feels like it was just yesterday that happened, which
was great. So it was for Extra Life. We did a 24-hour stream. If you missed it, it's up on our YouTube channel. The entire 24 plus hours is on there. And yeah, we raised, over $1,100 for Children's Miracle Networks, the one in Denver, which is those amazing hospitals that help kids and do stuff. It's still up on the website if you want to check it out. If you want to if you're feeling like you want to donate a little bit, that would be amazing. It's going to be up for a little while.
Until December. I think December is their run through. So nice. I was proud that we were able to nail our $1,000 goal. We talked about that.
We're gonna get the medal, so we can hang it up. We can now start having like a whole, every year we got to get at least $1,000.
Got to get $1,000, and that gets us to the place. And the thing too is, at the end of the day, it really does help others. And like everyone I talk to about, like, oh my gosh, that place has helped me in such great ways. Like one of my barbers. They just used that service. Their daughter had their appendix burst, and they had to be there for like weeks on end, and it was a whole thing. So I think that was an awesome kind of rundown. We had so many different like instances. The coolest thing about this year that I liked about it.
This is the debrief. I think from your point of view, how did it go? What was your favorite parts? What would you change next year?
Yeah, like I wouldn't know if I would change anything.
Okay.
But I think that what was fun about it was that we had a lot of interaction with people. It was a lot more like lively.
It was
rubber band slapping.
Totally, that was great. I feel like plus 2 wheel of craziness.
Oh yeah, that was a good thing.
Yeah, just we need more for next year. We're gonna have to up it somehow.
I think the remote thing was kind of interesting too. Being able to go out and just not physically be in, but still be streaming.
It really helped me, and I think next year we should do multiple of those.
Yeah, it would be great. Like we can have a little. If I was thinking, what would be interesting and be kind of cool is if we could figure out ways to go to other locations and then stream a little bit from that location.
Right. Yeah.
I think Mike Azul had put something in the Discord that showed some things that were happening in New York City with some Halloween costumes.
And I didn't see that one.
I think there was some live streaming. I didn't get it. He just put it in today. So that was one of those interesting things that got dropped in there. Do we want to just say what we're going to do in the show? Or do you want to go all the way into the debrief right now?
We're going to do, it's sort of normal. It's a little bit normal show where we're doing articles, interesting tech and creative industry articles that we thought were fun to look over, AI stuff, robot stuff. And we're going to play a little bit with Google's new product that is trying to get search back into Google.
Learn about.
Okay. It's called Learn About, and I heard it's it's reimagining education.
Oh,
so
gosh.
I'd love to get your take on that.
Google. It feels like
they're always reimagining something. And then we're gonna look at Oasis, which is the very first AI generated video game, which I think will be kind of neat.
Like in real time, it's generated as you play?
Yeah. It's taking whatever the screen that you're on and saying, okay, what would be the next frame that comes up? And it's basically like a Minecraft clone, but in that, which is pretty interesting. And you could just play it in browser. And then we were going to do some stuff on the game. I worked a little bit on the mural updates for the game. And then I would love to try to do some training, a little bit of just around the characters and things like that, even for just a little bit.
And it's the 20th anniversary of
the game
Halo.
that we're going to play. Yeah.
It's Halo tonight. I know we've done some Jackbox. I think we're going to take a pause this week only to celebrate the Halo 2 20th anniversary.
Totally.
And so if you know anything about Ryan and I, that was probably, would you consider that one of your favorite games of all time?
Halo 1 was definitely my one, is probably number one, or at least in the top three of all games that I played. Even just time invested as well.
I mean, because that was the only thing, and you just played it over and over and over.
Exactly.
I watched a lot of interesting videos in the last week. It's funny how YouTube works, because you watch one video and it's like, oh, I got your dopamine here for you. Dun, 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 dun. And I was watching, before we get to the breakdown and debrief, I just want to say this one anecdote about Halo, and we'll talk about this in a minute, is that after I watched some of the videos of people playing online Halo, I was like, oh, all those times I thought people were cheating, which could have happened.
Sure.
It's like, no, there's just really good
They were
people
just
out
good.
there. They were really good.
Yeah.
I was like, that was so smart. I wish I would have even known that. That would have changed the way I play the game.
Man, isn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome when you learn something that could have changed your life 20 years ago?
Oh my God. Hey, H.E. Higley.
He
Higley out there hanging out with us this evening. We appreciate you chilling out with us on the stream. So we are taking full advantage of this location, the new location. I set it up for the stream in terms of the 24-hour, but it's just such a good location. Mm-hmm. I think it's fun to just be able to chill out here, have some conversation. We can jump into the studio, do a little bit of the other working session pieces, and we're going to probably keep doing that. So all right. Let's do the breakdown. 24-hour stream. You know, after you get through it, it's you're just like, oh my goodness. Hey, yeah,
dancing.
I like it. We got our regulars in the stream tonight. Thank you. We're at 69 followers. Woo!
Nice.
I know we're making steady once every so often.
I know.
I think I have a little bit of a formula how we might be able to get some more followers or people integrated into this, because part of it is we've done no marketing whatsoever.
No, that's true.
And so there's some opportunities for us to step into some communities that we'll start to work in, and so we can talk about that. But we're just going to keep this slow roll and just keep it a hangout and keep it fun. That's awesome.
Yeah.
24-hour stream, Ryan. What was your favorite parts, or what were you thinking about?
I love the randomness of the giant rubber band. Was super fun because I had no idea about that. So that was great. Like, I thought the middle of the night, deepest, darkest part of the night of like 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. or whatever was us working on the game and having a working session that mostly should just not even be aired, but like whatever, we're doing stuff and we're talking with people and that was amazing because I feel like we got a ton done. So I really loved that. And I feel like that really hyped me up. And then going outside right afterwards, I feel like I was cruising to the end after that.
I think it's a good thing to do because it shows the process. And sometimes it's you get more of a, I don't know, a catered, or what's the right word? Trimmed up version of like, hey, we did all this other work and then we showed up. But that's like, gotta think it through and have a conversation. I was dead tired at that point, by the way.
I was excited.
I know.
Like, I was like bouncing off the walls at that point. Like, it was 4:30 in the morning and I was more awake than ever.
By the way, the rubber band was completely unplanned. Like, quite legitly.
You just thought of like at some point
you were like rubber band to slap me on the wrist, and then like I was like, it was those memes where you're like, rubber band, mathematical, where's the thing? Oh, I know there's something. Oh, huge rubber band.
That was pretty good
to find it in that like immediate second. It was good. Yeah, it was funny. I was talking with somebody, I think it was Sam. And we just bumped into Sam recently. Yeah. And we talked about the stream, and we talked about slapping and rubber bands. Oh, Ryan got slapped a lot, didn't he? You know, like, no, it was me this year. I got busted up.
I got a couple slaps. And a couple self slaps, which are fun. That was actually my 1 second today, is us both like self slapping each other.
I was thinking, like, you know, a lot of people in my work know I stream, but I'm pretty sure they don't watch it. And if they ever went and looked at it, they'd be like horrified as to the things. They're like, what are you doing? Because I'm different on the stream than I am at work.
It would humanize you, Adam.
Yeah, probably would. I mean, I'm pretty much on. I don't show up with like too much of a veil. I mean, I'm professional, but I'm not like changing who I am.
Yeah.
Other things that I liked, I like that.
Interviews. I like the interviews.
I was gonna absolutely say, like, I think that 2 of them,
I think that was the perfect amount.
on topic, just like really good discussion, an hour's worth of really good content.
Yeah.
I think both of them like revealed some things to me.
Yeah. I learned a lot from both conversations.
The first one, the chart of different AIs and the types,
Right.
like you've heard that before, or you've read up, but it was just like the perfect.
Yeah.
Here it is, and this
Right.
is how the AIs kind of work, and you're like, oh, I can kind of see that now. It's a mix
Totally.
of all that.
No, it was great. Both good, like different angles about how to think about stuff and the projects that they work on and all of that. I don't know if I would want to do like 5 or 6 interviews over a 24 hours. I feel like that would be like
that'd be rough.
draining, but I was kind of like, oh, when they came up, and I feel like they were timed very well. So great job in the scheduling of those.
Heck yeah.
But I was like, oh, those were perfect times, because there could have been times where it was like 2 p.m. of the, about ready to end in 6 hours, and I would have been hanging.
Absolutely. So then we did some like merchandise and hands-on stuff, which is kind of fun. I think it was neat to think about a shirt or a hoodie has been asked for.
Yeah.
You know what was kind of crazy about the field trip, the first one, is that there was the drama of like all the
Going. Oh, that's right. Of the.
Do you know what that was
rack.
about? Oh man, I got to tell Ryan. So yeah, hoodie. You want a hoodie? So this is kind of dark, and I'm sorry to have to bring it up, but we got to give the story what happened.
Right.
So if you watch the stream, in the morning we decided, hey, we're gonna take a field trip. We're gonna go to this coffee shop, and when it opens up, and we're gonna go get some food and a coffee, and then come home just to see if we could do it. We did it. I haven't even watched the clip, but we get diverted in traffic to go a different direction. Unfortunately, what happened is a pedestrian got hit.
Man.
They literally
Wow.
had passed away.
Man.
And we had seen that on the way back, and I think I called it out. I was like, I think there's a body.
Yep.
And so somebody was crossing the
Wow.
interstate. They got
Jeez.
hit, and it was tragic. And so
That was like really early in the morning too.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
was-
That was like 6 a.m.
it was
basically.
not a good thing.
Wow.
So that happened, which was just kind of crazy that we got to see that in real time and be part of those things. And those are the kind of things that we all deal with in our life as we go. So just
Totally.
an interesting thing
Yeah.
that happened.
Anyway, I think it was great. Like I wouldn't change too much about it for next year. Like maybe
The only thing that sucked is Ryan's backyard. No, I'm just kidding.
you're like the worst part. We're gonna cut that for next year. No, it'll be completely built by next
Do
year.
you know what I also liked is that we played retro games. We played board games,
Yep.
which was really fun. I had a really great time playing board games with you. We played The Dark Castle, and Mike Azul, I don't know if you're out there tonight, but that is a fun game, and I want to play with you one of these days because I want to get your professional gamer experience on what you would think about
We
that.
need Mike Azul back on the show at some point when he comes down to Pueblo someday.
Like live on show, or he was going to be a guest, but he was on a guest last year, so I think he had to tap out. Actually, his wife's birthday was also during the stream.
You know, a lot of our streams have coincided with things this year. We had both Halloween and Thanksgiving on the show.
You know, and maybe we just take that as what it is. If it drops on a holiday, we're just we
that.
don't do it.
Totally.
You know, I think we've established that we can be regulars. We're at
Right.
68 right now, so let's just let it roll, and we maybe get a little bit of a break in there.
Perfect. I can see that.
I'm good with that, as long as we don't stop doing the thing.
yeah,
So.
yeah, no, definitely.
The Suno music thing sparked some interest in me because as I started playing it, you'll see if you go to the website doubledropdown.com, I did a bunch with music, and we're going to talk about that tonight. 'Cause I got
AI generated music.
Oh, look at it! I was busy doing a whiskey tasting and board game night for my wife's birthday. Hell
Nice.
yeah! Enjoyed seeing each other torture. Yeah,
how
I didn't
it
see
has
it.
to
Can
go.
you do it again?
Yeah, that was good.
It was a fun time to play those board games there, Mike. I don't know if you heard me, but it'd be fun. Oh yeah. I'm definitely an AI music producer now. No, there's a thing, like if you're not really great at music producing
Sure.
or just music in general, like I played instruments, I played the drums, the clarinet, a little bit of the guitar,
Okay.
and the tritons in my life. Those are like two drumming. It's like basically 3 drums, one smaller, medium, and large. And so I can read music, I could see things. I jacked around. I took a couple piano classes. I'm terrible at the piano. But I have music in my brain, and like beats and thoughts, and I can't get it out.
Nice.
And I'm going to talk about that in my AI slop music kind of discussion because we can go back and forth. But that was another part. And I would say the 24-hour stream sparked that one.
Nice. Yeah.
Jackbox was fun as heck.
Jackbox. I think ending with Jackbox is fun.
Yeah, it's like a reward.
Yeah. Everyone just like jump in together and play a thing all community style together and talk with each other. Yeah. Yeah, that was awesome. So again, up on the website still. If you would like to donate.
I feel like I should just show the website because we've been developing it a little bit. And I got to just make sure that you could actually see. Oh, there it is. Look at, and we're even on there.
Perfect.
Okay, so if you have not been to our website, we've been doing some work on it. So if you get to the website, you can watch the stream live. As you can see, it's live. Oh, it says we're going to be on in 37 minutes. So apparently I need to go fix that. Oh, you know why? Because I had
daylight savings.
No,
or whatever.
Because I had it last week. I adjusted it for the 24-hour stream starting at 9. Then I forgot to push it back to 8. Okay. So typically it says live right there. But then on the stream itself or on the page itself, you can go to or at least our extra life for now. You can see some recaps. You can play the game, recent videos that we have out here, and we're going to talk about these in a little bit.
Yeah, cool.
But some new things you can see at the top. You can check out our different series. We both stream on occasion.
Yeah.
We have our projects. I added a new music category, Ryan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
sweet.
look at that, where you can take a look
nice.
at some of the music.
Love that.
And then I've been working on our articles. I don't know if you've looked at it lately.
I haven't.
I have to add in some other articles, but we have pagination now at the bottom.
Man.
I got to work on getting the headers to show up. This is also where I think we should start doing some posts. I did all my Inktober's on there. So if you ever wanted to just like look at that. So I think what we're going to do, or at least I am going to do if you don't have to, is that it'd be fun for us to continue to like post some of our creative work that maybe isn't related to the show. Totally. So you'll have some of that option. And I added a search option. So if we needed to look something up, we can look it up.
If you need to look up the slappening, you can find where that happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
slappening is a keyword.
If it was a keyword in that, but maybe. All right, let's jump into it for the evening. So, Ryan, what do we want to talk about? There's a couple things in the news that we could get into.
Yeah, I feel like we could do a bunch of these like sort of quick hits, right? Do you want to do AI in nursing?
AI in nursing.
Ooh,
it is
because I feel like is this a topic that is going to hit home for Heather? Is this you trying to convince Heather that there's AI? Because I feel like
I'm backing up Heather on this one.
Okay, nice.
Because what we're seeing is, and I'll post the article. Where this one comes from. Let me go ahead and paste this guy into our chat. That way you can get this guy. What I'll do is I'm going to cut to it just for a second so you can get a quick like screenshot of what we're looking at right here. Is this particular article is by Coda Code Story. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. It's it talks about this ICU nurse and the creep of AI into healthcare.
Okay.
And why I wanted to talk about this one is because we had this conversation on the show. I feel like Stealth Mouse had talked about this being a nurse, and she's like, that is not going to get in here. We're not doing that in our areas. And so I would probably say, yeah, you're probably not doing it directly in every kind of situation. But what I thought was interesting about this article is it gives it from a perspective of a nurse and how they started to see things creep into the hospital. And what it starts to talk about, and this is where I'm going to be in the middle on this one. I don't have a one way or the other. They were talking about how certain technologies start to get adopted and they creep themselves into there. Okay. And so they had some things that would give some insights. It was almost like just giving analytical insights on, this patient might need this thing, or you might need to have this option of or think about this particular disease or something that it would do. And you look at it like an LLM.
Yeah.
But what she proposes or says is that it got a little scary because they hired a chief of AI into this particular hospital.
Yeah.
And then they started to do some interesting things where they were taking out the human portion of care for patients and then associating with like how can we increase our efficiency with AI. And so certain things of like there used to be a patient if they needed like medium, high, or low kind of care, And now this little AI number, based off all their charts and all their documentation, would spit out this number that was like 1 to infinity, and like their impact on that. And they're like, it started to like pull out this thing of like, oh, we care about you. There might be some multiple nurses that need to care for you in this situation.
Yeah.
And now you're just like this number that's like, okay, that person's like a higher number, so we should probably give them some additional care. And then it starts getting in deeper, where they were like, it started doing these other analysis based off that number, and it would beep nurses to say, oh, you better go check on this patient, you better go check on this patient, to try to like cut down the time in between like going from one to another. So it was like just directing traffic essentially at some point.
Right.
And then it got even like worse, to where it would take conversations, so they're always being recorded or documenting, and then it would spit out an LLM documentation. And so by the end of the article, they're like, it takes out the concept of how to critically think and how to assess, like, hey, this patient needs this a little bit more, or this a little bit less. And so the whole perspective that they were saying is that we got to be careful at what point do we want efficiency to be in there, or some sort of judgment calls that humans can make, because you can see each other and you can see the different pieces.
I guess would there be in your mind a trade-off between the infallibility of humans who make mistakes in scheduling stuff or doing things, right? So like, say the AI did a better job of scheduling, just say, I'm not even saying this one does, but say it did, right? Or managing or doing something at a hospital, and you were like, hey, overall, it did better than a human. And, it did urgent care stuff 94% of the time, whereas a human does it 88% of the time, right? And so you're like, it's got to be the AI then, because you're talking about lives. I don't know if that's
I'm right with you. I'm like, that's why I was saying I was on the fence, but they were like, the AI is looking at data and it's spitting it out based off of this, whereas there's a different human touch to it, to be like, this person is going to go this direction.
Well, because to me, I feel like it's still, I'm on the edge as well, because I go like, for every mess up that a human does, right, there's probably like some brilliant, something where they notice something because of all these different factors, and they've just been there for so long, and they know the place, and they know the people and the doctors and all of that like they make better decisions than an AI does. Just because of intuition and all of that. And you lose that as you lose people, which is always going to happen. Right. Like, and
feeling, that's right.
Yeah. Like all that intuition, but then people are also like tired and, have bad days and do that. And I just don't know what the sort of trade-offs are at that point.
Isn't it a hybrid though? It's kind of like this. So let me rephrase it. Let's just take nursing out, and let's say graphic design. We know that if we do this exact composition, it's going to get more eyeballs virally. And you're like, but my feeling is like it needs to be here,
right?
Versus that. And so it's the same conversation in a sense.
I would almost say that the graphic design is way more, can be disrupted by that kind of, because like lives aren't on the line, right? Right. So you go like, yeah, I mean, if the design is slightly off, or you slightly picked a different like one, you're like, who gives a shit, really? Right. I mean, in the overall sense of it. But like, nursing or working with people's lives, or police officers or things like that, I feel like for a long time we're not going to want AI like messing too hard in that.
Well, and I'm just thinking Minority Report, or going towards this like reality of something that I
just rewatched that actually. Holds up. Okay, next article.
Wheeled robot. This is your article. I've known nothing about it.
Just watch this video. That's all we're doing.
Oh God, we're watching a video. Hold on a sec.
Pause it.
Oh, I know. I need to get it ready to go.
Okay, so this is a robot. It is from a Chinese company called Deep, I think, and it's a wheeled outdoor robot. So it's sort of like a Spot, from
a little jump
from Boston Dynamics, but this one has wheels, and so then it can kind of like go over lots of different terrain, and it sort of stands up. Like, I think it does some fun things where you'll see it like go from being on all fours to just being on two legs. Like, I thought that was pretty cool.
It looks so creepy.
Like this one, or it just looks like a little chicken with its head cut off, and then it's just like, all right, what if I go on two legs now down this part of the hill?
What's oh man, just the future.
Yeah, that looks cool, right?
It's interesting as you watch the wheels, like sometimes it has to like lock the wheels so that it can use it as a foot.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost like it's almost better to have wheels, I would think, right? Because then you could lock them and you just use it as a normal feet. Especially if it had the head.
So where is this out of? What's the company that makes this?
Deep, I think it's called.
Deep,
it's
wheeled
out of China.
Okay, Deep.
Anyway, I just thought that was cool. That came out. That I saw that today, and I was like, "That's pretty neat."
It's neat, and then I think of the terror. Like, think about hundreds of those, like coming through the forest to murder you.
Swarms of them.
Yeah,
all with just little bombs on them. Because who cares as long as it gets to you, right, and blows up.
Like, isn't this is the Terminator future we always are so fearful of? Oh,
I love it, just like standing up.
I mean, it was almost creepy too, because you don't know.
It looks very alien, right? Or very like bug-like almost.
Well, and I was thinking like robots too. You can like hide that, or you can make that look like some animal too, like running through the forest, and you like be totally freaked out by it.
Yeah, just drop a crate of those like somewhere and have it like hunt down things.
Good creepy video find on that one. Well, check it out. Robots are coming for us. It says it's a Chinese company, Deep Robotics, announced their quadruped model.
Come on.
Quadrupled? What? Quadruped?
A quadruped?
Oh, quadruped. Got you, Ryan.
Nice. Love it.
Sucker. No, that looks interesting. So demonstrating extraordinary rough terrain traversability, and it's a really hard thing to say.
This is a very lengthy and big words, lots of $15 words in this.
Nobody
headline.
sees this, so thankfully they didn't see. I'm just reading the title of this damn thing.
Reddit post.
Yeah, interesting. Well, that was a good one.
Right.
I like that one. All right, what's
next
up next?
one? Next one.
Oh, are we at AI music slop?
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Totally.
This is the AI music section. Then I guess we're gonna listen to some AI music if you're good with it.
I don't think we should listen to entire songs, but I think we should like skip around.
I think we should listen to every single one of my songs and give full on starred reviews.
Silence during it.
Turning
as well.
your mic off, Ryan. Get over it. All right. I'm a producer now. All right. So here's the deal. There's this guy out there that did a little bit of a rundown of kind of probably the counter to some of the things I might say. And he kind of sits in the middle there. I'm not going to even play his video if you want to watch it. I always like to share those in the chat just so you could see. So I'm going to send that out. But this guy was talking about what is the future of AI music and how is this going to affect things, and what are some of the downfalls? What are some of the things that we need to consider as we start moving forward? And so he was talking about how right now some of these AI music things have been trained on other people's music. Like we always said, like it's been trained on the internet, all this other stuff. So that's happening. But one of the things that was concerning to him was that he got his own music like hit because he used some AI music. So he took an original song that he had.
Okay.
He fed it into Suno, which is the music one we were using, and said, make something like this. And so it did. It made it just enough so it was something different. And then he had posted his original, and then it was essentially like he used Content ID. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Content ID.
Like for YouTube videos of how they tag music.
It's how they tag music, and you can load that. And he loaded up the AI version, and then it copyrighted himself on this other like thing. And so what he was proposing is somebody can be like, hey, that music artist is really awesome, and I don't want to spend any money on that. So I'm going to take a clip of their music, load it into this AI, make it similar to that, then it spits out a version of that. And so then if you ever get close or you're doing something that happens to sound like the AI music that got trained off your crap, you get the takedown. And so it creates this like nasty loop of stuff. And so then what he was saying is he goes to YouTube and he was saying, what's the process if I try to say, take this copyright down or this is not right? And they're like, we don't have the resources to be able to do this. They're like, well, why did you copyright us or allow that to happen in the first place? So he was showing how fallible the system is, and now it's going to create this weirdness with like AI music as it gets more genned. Because so imagine if I go out there and made a bunch of these AI songs like I've been doing,
Which you have been doing.
and I absolutely have been, and then some other artist out there with a very similar style that may have been used to train some of the styles of music I created makes a song similar to the AI song that I generated.
Yeah.
And then they get a copy hit from me.
Oh, right.
Because my song
because your song
was on there. And so he wasn't even going one way or another. He's just like, it's crazy because we're getting policed by people that can't do the policing, and there's ways for it to be abused pretty heavily.
Well, I mean, obviously we're seeing from copyright, laws getting figured out for everything with the large language models, right? Like, so music was going to be no different, right? It's going to be in that same thing of what artists are we copying off of to create these image, models, which authors are we copying off of to create these language models? Like, it's just going to be the exact same flow for music too. Anything. I mean, at some point it'll be 3D printing. It'll be, every piece of possible human, creation will have its copyright.
Or copyright just doesn't have its meaning anymore. Like, how could you do it if we're just all
everything is a
singularity,
remix, right?
Yeah.
Like, if everything is available in your distribution channel is the internet, then like you're gonna get stolen for these large language models. It feels like, and man, not too much to do about it.
It seems like this could be a conversation, philosophical rabbit hole. Because here's one of the things I was thinking. And it's weird and self-serving, but the music that I created some just random songs, but I happen to like 90s music or if you heard of the Flowbots and
everybody
Rage.
loves the music that they had when they were in high school.
And so the cool thing is now I'm like, I can make that music, put the lyrics I want to that music, and it will sing those exact lyrics, and then craft the style.
Will it sing those exact
100%.
Okay.
So what Suno does is you feed it those lyrics and it will sing those exact lyrics.
Yeah, but like
not changing it.
No, but like, isn't there parts where you want it to then be the chorus, right? And so you're like, oh, do you have to label it chorus? Like, this is the part.
There's a secret recipe to this one that I am not going to put on the stream. I'm being honest. There is
nice.
So because it took me, I have to think about a lot of it initially. And there's a little bit of like cooking up of some stuff that I do outside of any AI.
Okay.
Once I get that stuff cooked up, I write out some stuff, some of the lyrics, the verses, all the different pieces, and then I do a cleanup, is what I'm going to call it in ChatGPT. I'll give you some of the AIs I use.
Okay.
And the cleanup is so that I can get it to like follow almost like stanzas or like length or just get the right kind of like cadence into what I want. But it takes all my original lyrics, and then there's ways that you feed it into the other platform, and I swear, like, most of the times within the first to second kind of song, you get what you wanted. And
nice. This is Suno, right?
This is Suno that I was using.
Using Suno. Let's listen to one.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you wanted to check it out, it's on our webpage. Now
our new music tab.
Because I thought it'd be fun just to like say, hey, as we do things, we're just gonna post. This is our creativity hub. That's what Double Drop Down was always about. So the first one, and this is where it kind of got me, is that we did the music for the chip tunes. Oh, that's your.
It's my
Yeah, Ryan's car is going off with the alarm for some reason. It likes to do that on occasion. Or somebody just broke into it. One of the two. I don't know why it does that. So what happened is if you look at it from left to right, the furthest right was the first one that I created. And
that was for your friend, right?
This was, and so here's the quick story of it, is that we did Suno, we did chiptunes. I was like, that's great. I'm going to make a funny song. My friend was kind of feeling like a little down, and there was a joke between us all the time because I'd be like, you're a badass. And they're always like, yes, I am a badass, is what they would always say. So it became a funny thing. And then I don't know them like extremely well, but I knew enough of the stuff that I could collect about this person after, knowing them for about a year. And so I took that information and I just wrote up a little song and did a little thing for them. And I was like, all right, I'm going to write you a song. Now, this isn't probably the style of song that I particularly would want to listen to, but it was also based off of some of their musical tastes.
Okay.
And so that's why it came out. So I know Heather doesn't particularly like the song itself, but she thinks it's more of like a Disney tune or some sort of like funny thing like
sure.
that. So it's called I'm a Badass. So we'll just listen to it a little bit.
Are you writing the lyrics? Okay, cool. I did think this sounded a little Disney Channel, Disney
Oops.
you know.
All right. So she's like, oh my God, so sensitive. I know you didn't like that one, but it's all right. So yeah, so the whole point was I fed that in and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, because like it does a good enough job. Like, so you're saying you wrote every word of that thing and then just put it in and said, do it in this style?
So without giving too much of the formula until I can kind of perfect it, because I just don't know. I'm not sure I want to get. So I would write up and I said, all right, I know I want a song with like 3 or 4 verses, and then I want like a chorus. And so then I said, in verse 1, you have this information, and I want it to kind of sound like in this way, this way, and this way. And I did that for each of the verses. And then from that, I wrote like, all right, here's the thing. I'm a Badass is going to be the chorus.
Yeah.
And I wrote what that would come to look like.
Okay.
And then I'd say, all right, I'll clean this up so that the sentences are like kind of the same length and it really fits those words into the right thing.
Totally.
And then you take whatever you do there. And so of course, if you do ChatGPT right now, if you go, hey, write me a song, ChatGPT, it sounds like a grade school poem.
Yeah.
Because they try to rhyme everything. They're like,
It's
that's
like way
a
too much,
stale and you're a fail and so it's not great.
No.
So you have to go in there and be like, no, that's terrible. Why would you say that? Or why would you do that? So that was number 1. That was one of the first ones that I had done. So I got like stoked and I was like, that was pretty cool. I have 3 kind of Rage Against the Machine ones, but Rise Up seems to be my favorite right now. Okay. So then the second one was a similar situation where I had there was a huge snowstorm and did it hit you?
Yeah,
it did hit you.
Definitely.
So it hit town and it was the biggest snowstorm since 1983.
Wow. Like how much snow did you get here?
Well, after it was like at least a foot, 14 inches or something.
Nice.
It was 39 inches in some of the mountain areas.
Wow.
And so apparently one of the biggest snowstorms broke all kinds of branches because it was heavy snow.
Yeah, it was.
So then somebody was bitching because they had to drive home in it after on a Friday night.
Right.
And they're like, yada, yada, yada. It was a big old deal. And then he's like, all right, I'm sorry. Sorry for bitching. I'm going to get into my Friday and have a whiskey. And I was like, hold on. I got you, bro. Give me a few minutes. And so I went and I cooked up a song based off of all that conversation that we had. And I thought this one turned out pretty good too. Did you hear this one?
I did.
Okay.
Whispers in the air, a chill so light, we didn't care. Flakes fell slow like a gentle song, but little did we know it would be long. The clouds grew thick, the winds grew wild, the world transformed, fierce and wild. Snow piled up, the fires froze, an epic storm from tales of old. Oh, it's a storm for the ages, fierce and bold.
See, the closed caption sucks, but
the closed caption is not close at all. But
this is rage in the dead of night.
I love that.
Yeah,
it has.
Streetlights dimmed, shadows stretched. Driving turned to a treacherous test. Tires spinning, sliding on glass. Time froze to let the snow will last. Fires dim, no warmth could stay. In this storm that took the day, a fierce embrace, cold and true, turning every shade to blue. Oh, it's a storm for the ages.
All right, there's that one.
Good. That's good too. That's fun.
So,
what was the sort of are you putting in like genres? You're saying like this should sound like this band, or this should sound Like
So
from
this
an
this
era?
this is a producer secret here.
Oh, okay.
I will tell you after the show, not
Sure.
live on stream recording, because not that I want to hide it from folks, but I think there's like a little edge, and like I don't want to create some more fun stuff with it before some come up with your
before
own
two
formula.
months. Before 2 months, where there's just sliders on the thing. For
Yeah,
what you're
I need
talking
to
about.
I need to hold
You have
on to
those 2 months.
the fun thing to get those things all figured out.
So
No-
what? So okay,
Yeah.
like you made some of these, right? You
Right.
made some of this music. You're interested in music. I want to make sure that we have time for everything.
Sure.
What would you say? Like, do you see yourself being more involved in making music and doing stuff if it was in AI? Like, or is it just sort of a play thing that you think is like fun? To
I
send
listened
people?
to some of these songs, like the other ones I listened to, and there's sometimes I'm like, oh man, like I just want a couple more songs like that, or I wish this artist had this thing that's like new and fresh.
Right.
And so I think I'm going to use it in that capacity of just being like, hey, I got this like vibe that's like in my head, and like I got this like beat that I want to get out, and then I'll just try to get it out. And so the thing that sucks about it is that I can't pick like exact instruments and all the things,
Right.
but I do seed it with some of that thing. I'm like, I need this kind of a music style or something
Yeah.
into there that helps you draw some of that out. So that's
I could
part of-
totally see that being like that just program GarageBand, right?
Yeah.
where you're doing stuff and you're making music in there. If it just had things where you're like, oh, just generate me a bunch of different like musical instruments in certain styles and put them in the background and layer them in. Like I feel like if it was an AI doing that, but then could show it to you to edit like a little bit.
Well, I mean, I thought about it a couple ways. Like you could generate a song and then use it as like, oh, okay, that kind of nailed that like little beat that I was going for. And then you go and actually create it, or you write it out, or you do some other kind of things. I understand what you're saying is like getting loops in there, and it's really complicated to make songs.
Yeah.
And like I'm sure if some actual producer or somebody does music listen to it, they're like, that is absolute garbage. And you didn't have all these tones and all this amazing stuff, and you're a hack, and that's
Sure.
a slop, and like stop doing it. Like I
But
don't
that's
have the
what-
skills to do
But
it.
that's what all of this stuff is, right?
I
It's
think
like
it
that's
is.
that's what the AI image generation is. Like, oh, you don't have the skills to do that or whatever. You're just like, all right, put it together into this.
We're gonna listen to this one because this is my favorite, like the chorus of this one.
Rise up, it's time to stand. Don't sit and fight the fear. The broken, the bold, all the voices we hear. We're stronger together, the hurt and the strange. We are the change, we're sparking the flame. No hiding in shadows or living in fright. Let actions ring louder, let wrong turn to right. Rise up, above the noise and hate.
Yeah, let's go.
Rise up, make your mark, create our fate. Stand tall, be the spark, ignite the fight. Live it out loud, be the light.
Yeah.
Can it have you been listening to other people's AI music at all?
I have.
Like, how can it just generate any like style of music?
Pretty much.
So it can do like super fast rapping. Like, can it do like that type of stuff? Can it do like
If you get the right mix of like music style put into it. And it's limited because they give you 120 characters to do the music style, but then you have 2,000 characters for your lyrics.
Oh, okay.
And then you have these other personas you can create. So let's say you nail something that you like, then you create a persona off of that, so you
Yeah.
can keep almost like a consistent band
Then you're
together,
like,
if you
yeah,
will.
Yeah. Then you're like, that's my Taylor Swift one.
Yeah.
Like I totally
But
nailed her
a
style.
lot of the music I was listening to, and that's why I'm kind of holding on to my little recipe until somebody else breaks the code, is that it was pretty bad. Like it wasn't nearly as like feeling like a song. A lot of their stuff felt like they just put in like, hey, write a song about this, and then it did the song and it was a bad one. Like
Well-
you have to put effort into the song for it to actually sound good, or
'Cause,
at least
like,
in the lyrics and the
I mean, last year we talked about that article that was, somebody made a Drake and The Weeknd like team up song.
Yeah.
That was all just AI. It was trained on them. And he did the same thing as you, wrote the lyrics and did that. And because he was a music producer and messed with it like that. And it was like a total hit song.
Yeah.
I mean, we're like, hell yeah. The Weeknd, you know, teaming up like that. This is amazing with Drake. And you know, he was like, and it got a bunch of, it got taken down because of there was a sample in it or something that he had, because he had mixed it afterwards. He had gotten the file and then remixed it, and he had used a sample. But like, if he hadn't used that sample, it would have, you know, they couldn't have copyright struck it, right? Because it's a different thing. So I'm surprised more of that hasn't come out.
Regardless, I guess my hot take on the thing was when we were in Suno, I bought it initially just to get some like starter intro stuff, and
have a segment for the 24
hour. And now I'm like kind of hooked on it, and it's probably like because I just don't have that capability to make that, and I'll probably make it a little bit, and we'll see how far I take it. And figured we could do some background music, try some other stuff.
Totally,
it is what it is. So, all right, do we want to talk about Google
I think we should
Learn?
Just do Google Learn, and we should skip Oasis.
Do you want to do it here? Or you want to do it in the studio? What is Google Learn? You're gonna have to give me the rundown on it.
Google Learn is a new product that Google put out just in the last this week, I think. And what it is it's. Have you played any at all with OpenAI's ChatGPT search?
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, so that's it, like searching the internet and doing stuff. Well, Google went like, hey, you know who searches the internet real well? This guy with the thumbs. And we got our own damn, you know, large language model called Gemini. We'll just do that same thing. And they do it in sort of a, you know, an interesting way, I thought. I did some actual research with this and was like,
damn,
hey, I need to learn about this thing. Tell me about it. Like, give me more information on this. And I thought it was pretty cool. Like,
so is this it? Am I at?
So this is it. This is it. You're just like, where do you want to, you know, what do you want to talk about? And so I think we should just come up with something like something that you want to learn about.
So just set me up here because I hear about it. So it's an AI like search, and so it's essentially gonna like surface things.
Yeah. So instead of it just being a chat interface, right, where, you know, ChatGPT or Gemini typically is just writing you back and forth in sort of a text version.
Yeah.
What this is more like a built out web page that you're getting.
Okay.
So every time you do a search and you're like, okay, tell me, you know, what causes earthquakes, then it'll be like, all right. And it'll give you a synopsis at the front. It'll give you a few web pages. It'll give you a video. It'll say things like, would you like this a simpler explanation of this or a more deep, complex, you know, thing of this? Here's some extra questions that you might, you know, want to think about from your search. Okay, yeah.
I guess I'm doing the required.
Wonderful. What a great way to show off.
Good job.
Learn about, man.
Good job.
Amazing. Maybe try it in a Google browser, a Chrome browser.
Oh, is it just it's really truly broken?
Maybe. I mean,
all right, wait, hold on a second. Type or share a photo. Let's try something else. Because maybe like there's no information on how to be an awesome AI producer.
No. It would yeah, like it must be it must be broken or something. Try closing this browser and bringing it back up, or
all right, we're gonna try one more time.
Click on one of theirs, maybe.
I'm gonna try a refresh. You're not
selling you exactly on this, right?
All right, let's just click on this. Let's just make sure. Oh, do I have to click multiple things? Maybe I didn't scroll all the way down.
It would have. Wonderful. All right. Well, it was a short segment. Not doing great.
All right. And that is learn about.
Oh man.
You do not want to use the platform.
Yeah, apparently not. Like. I mean, I used it and it was fun. So, you know, but hey, if it's not going to show off for the stream.
it's taken a thing from oh man, do I even have Google?
Are you gonna try it?
Yeah, I'm gonna try it on Google Chrome. I gotta see if I even have Google Chrome on this. I assume this is Google Chrome. You can't see it yet. I gotta load it up here. Okay, I don't need to sign into Google.
Yeah.
Come on now. Oh my goodness, you don't get to see that.
Man,
That terrible.
really outside of a Google Chrome browser, huh?
It says join the wait list. Do I have to sign in?
Oh, maybe.
All right, nobody can see this right now.
Oh, okay.
So, give me some examples of things you search though.
Well, like I was searching, stuff about lead paint, and I was like, what are the concerns with that? What are mitigation things that you can do? What should you be thinking about it? And it did a really great job. Like I said, there was one part where I didn't understand it, and I was like, simplify that, and it was sort of like said it in more kind of layman's terms.
Sure.
And I was like, great, hey, that actually did that, and I felt like really good. It like really allows you to go down a rabbit hole really quickly, because it's like it's asking the rabbit hole questions. And you're like, I do kind of want to know what that was.
Do you think it's gonna change the way we process information though? Like, how trustworthy is it?
Well, because a lot of it is just like, I mean, obviously there are AI generated summaries of things in there. So if you trust those on ChatGPT, right? But then it'll sort of like, it kind of builds it like there'll be a carousel of websites to click on, right? That are, you know how when you click on a Google link sometimes that was highlighted, and then it'll bring you to that exact spot of the website, and it'll highlight what it was showing you before. It'll be like, these 3 websites have these 3 sections that might really help you in that site. And so you click on it and it automatically goes to that section of the web page. I was like, that's kind of neat, like that is, it's as if I was going through a Google, front page or first page of a web search, but just kind of laid out a little nicer, and with, the large language model kind of posing summaries and asking questions around it. And you can get like images, like sometimes it'll just throw an image. Like if you were going to do something with octopuses, it would be like, all right, here's a bunch of articles about it. And then I just generated a fun image of an octopus and put it off to the side. And you're like, all right.
It just feels like it could change the way that we look at information, but that might be an all right thing. I mean, because it's like, if it just makes an octopus.
Well, the extreme, headlines for this was, oh my God, it's going to change education and search.
Of course,
of
course it is.
So it goes like, hey, this is a great way to be learning about things and doing stuff. And maybe it changes how we sort of think about, I definitely think I would use this more than I would want to use like the search engine of normal Google for specific things, like looking up sort of generic things like that. You wouldn't use it for give me the pizza place down the street because I need to call them, right? Or I want to ask, what do they have, anchovies? Like you wouldn't do that for this. It's like sort of asking kind of general questions.
So it's not like a full on searching. It looks like it's borked itself.
It's busted.
Forget it. We're in
all right.
Google Chrome.
We're at 9 p.m. anyway.
No,
all
but it's all right. I just want to talk about one other thing because I'm trying to think. It's like learn about, and so it definitely says it's experimental. So right now it's just saying error has occurred in this response, and I put octopus in there. So
can you click on one of theirs? And
yeah,
does it show
I
up?
did. It said the same thing.
Okay.
They're done.
Well, check it out if you want to. I thought it was neat.
Check it out if you can is more of the answer to that. The thing that I was imagining is in learn. You're like, all right, students, we're gonna go and learn about the octopus today. I need you all to go make posters of your thing to go and put in the thing. And some kid just puts an octopus and like print screen, cuts out every little thing, and just makes your poster. There's no critical thinking around it. Like it assembles everything into one place.
I guess, but so I mostly agree with you. I'll play devil's advocate for a second. Like was creating that poster the most valuable like thing for that kid to be doing? Did they learn a lot about octopuses, octopi doing that? I don't know. Maybe there would be a better way to learn about the octopus and its anatomy that would be better than cutting out things and putting it on a
and I
poster.
agree. And so I think, but it's the idea of assembling and putting together pieces of thought and making the decisions around, okay, I need a picture that's going to go in this place. So it's like the whole experience of it versus it just spitting out what the thing is.
Yeah. And I guess it's one of those things where like, hopefully then you are doing more interesting and even more critically thinking. It's like education has to catch up to that, right? Like if you could just do that with anything, it's why when you had a calculator, right? Like they didn't just allow you to keep going, all right, use your calculator and have 8 + 8 and, expect everyone to not use the calculator off to the side. Like they had to figure out something else to do.
What's different is like, it's just calculating numbers versus this doing like everything deeper thinking or feeling like is the difference that. And I agree. I think you're on both sides.
I just think sort of we're just going to have to figure out better ways to do critical thinking, like skills, build critical thinking skills that aren't look at content and synthesize content.
Right.
Like it just has to go beyond that in some way. And I don't know what that looks like or how humans do that, or maybe they can't. Maybe humans can't do that and we just lose it out to AI real quick then.
And then wheeled robots come and they take us over and explode and we're done.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's terminated. So one thing in the chat I saw is, did you know that ChatGPT, or at least OpenAI, bought the domain name chat.com?
I feel like that makes sense. They're burning $4 billion a year. Their ChatGPT or OpenAI is losing $4 billion a year. They can spend $10 million on chat.com or whatever.
So quick hit on this before we continue on with the stream is that there was some discussion around AGI and can we even get there because of some of the power constraints and issues with like getting there.
Both. So we're sort of extending the news segment here, but like OpenAI and Microsoft and Google have been like, we're getting to the end of where we can just scale things up. Like OpenAI thought they were releasing ChatGPT 5 before the end of the year. They said that. They were like, we're releasing this shit before the end of the year and it's going to be amazing. It's going to be the same jump that 3 to 4 had, which was like, imagine 3 to 4.0. It's like amazing, huge strides, right? And they were just like, we're not getting it. We thought we could just throw compute at it and we thought we could throw processors at it and just scale it up and be like, now it's 100 times or 10,000 times bigger than it was. And we would get 10,000 times or at least like more capability out of it. And they're finding out they can't really. And everyone is sort of coming to the same conclusion all at the same time. And so they're saying like, okay, you got to do something else. We're at the limit of where you could just throw data at it and you could throw compute power at it. You got to do something else. You got to make it so it takes longer. Like I know 4.0, if you ask things about it, it'll sort of like 20 seconds later, it comes back to you with an answer. And some of those can be way better with no extra, extra content that it needs. It just needs time.
It's going to be interesting to see. So, I mean, it seems like we're maybe getting a plateau or we're getting to a point where we were saying about this.
Like, and to be honest, it's super good for humanity if we can hit a plateau at some point. If it just keeps like exponentially ramping up. I know that's what like almost it feels like that's what we're conditioned to think of because of economics and stuff. We're just like, yes, it should be constantly going up and up and up and up. And that's where we have progress. But man, for AI, if we could sort of plateau it out for a few years and then do a little bit and then plateau it, like humanity would be way better off.
Or they're just like, hey guys, tell everyone it's plateauing and this AGI thing that's about to just blow up. It's going to be amazing. It's coming.
Mike Azul said Grok will be running the government next year. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. And did you see, like, this came out today that they were building this massive supercomputer for Elon Musk and for Grok and for X and everything. And apparently Sam Altman and OpenAI were like freaked out about it. And we're like, they built that way faster than we thought they were going to. Like they're pushing past us in certain ways. They were like, what are you doing, Microsoft? We should have the best of the best. Like we're going to get lapped at some point, or we're going to get passed at least. So apparently drama in AI.
Oh, geez. It's the tech bro drama.
The tech bro drama. Do we want to move to the other room?
I think it's a time for a transitional break into the other space. So
Yeah,
if
because
you
I have
wanna-
to use the restroom anyway.
Ryan's going to get there. This is what you're going to do. You're going to go in the other room. And then once you're there, I'm going to push the button. And then it's going to be a seamless transition into the next space. Don't walk away
Me,
with that.
I'm moving into the other room.
Yeah, you have to go to the bathroom, you said. So he's going to go do that. And I'm going to end this segment. So we are going to come back into this space in a little bit. Mike Azul, you reminded me of a story that you told me at one point that you won an Xbox. I believe it was an Xbox One. Maybe it was a 2. And it was a green one. And it was amazing and translucent. And you drank some, I think, a lot of like Mountain Dew or something to get it. No, you got it at this particular area. Anyways, it's 20th anniversary of Halo 2, if you didn't know. Not necessarily today, but within this a radius of today, a grenade's throw of today. And so there's been a lot of amazing things. OG Xbox from Taco Bell all the way. Remember the story. That's an amazing story, by the way. And so I always think about you now when I look at Xboxes for some reason because of that. It's like it's stuck with me. So I pulled out my old Xbox before it came out. You were like the OG. Did you play Halo then? I mean, was Halo part of the launch of the Xbox? Like, if you get an Xbox, you had to have a game with it, right? What games? It came with Halo 1? Oh my God. Do you still have the disc? Do you still have the thing? Can you post this in Discord? This is too cool. I didn't realize it came with freaking Halo 1. That's got to be worth something. So, Mike Azul, by the way, Ryan, he won an Xbox before it came out. An original Xbox. We're going to transition the other
I
one,
was
but-
gonna say,
But he won an Xbox, and it came with Halo 1 before everyone else could get it.
holy shit, that's awesome. Damn.
And he has it. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I
Is
wanna
it like
see
is it like a special Taco Bell Xbox or something? Is it like colored in a certain way?
I think
or-
it's like green translucent. But that's badass.
totally.
Oh my
man.
God. If it works and it's still didn't you modify it or do something like that? Or there was something about it that was like unique. Anyways, that's amazing. To have that, because I think I got Halo like I got my Xbox after it was out for a little bit. Like I didn't get, launch day. So my Halo 1, which I have is like an early version, it's like Game of the Year version.
Yeah.
So it was not the like original boxed before it became super cool version.
Yeah, I didn't play Halo till years after it came out.
It's normal looking that had a Mountain Dew at some point. I don't care. The fact that you have it, does it have any uniquity? Is that even a word? To it other than you just got it early? Like, did it have some sort of like you turn it on, it has some weird screen on there, or it like
Oh
marks
yeah,
it?
right. Like it's got to have something, right? Like,
It says "Yo quiero Taco Bell," right when you turn it on or something.
of course.
Wasn't that what did that dog say all the
yeah,
time?
I think that was even before 2001.
Yeah, probably just the manufacture date. All right, go in the other room, Ryan. I'll swap us over there.
Can I get another cappuccino?
You may not, sir. Hey, I haven't drank much of this one. Do you want this one? You like not because you put it towards your dirty, dirty lips.
Not like that. You should have your drink.
Do you know how to switch over into that other room, by the way? I think you have to push the button, Ryan. I don't trust him. He's going to be over there. I'm walking over there.
I'm pushing buttons. I'm pushing buttons.
Figure out how to do it?
No, I didn't even try.
Look at that transition.
Smooth as butter.
You know, it's funny when you say smooth as butter. I was doing something with my griddle.
Oh yeah, did you see Mike Azul's thing? The transition animation for room switches.
All right. Give us an example of what that would look like. We look a little redder in this room.
We are definitely like orangier.
Yeah, we got to do some things. Hey, we're not a professional studio. We do what we can. You get what you
I'm
get.
sorry. The color grading isn't up to your standards.
This is I'm not gonna even say it. I was gonna say something around.
Oh, right. Music. Yeah, I like that for the transition.
Ooh, the music at the top of the show. That would be good. We can. Man, it would be really hard to make music. It's not like. Just kidding.
It's like
I need a transition music that said dun 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 dun. All right, we're gonna do that.
mixes our theme into it slightly.
To be honest, there is this cool thing that I could do with that, and what it is I have an ATEM Mini that runs this right now, and so ATEM, you know ATEM, right? You know what this thing is. So what's cool about it is it's a networkable device. So meaning that I can actually plug it in, and I'm pretty damn sure I could use Stream Deck, so I could push a button. It can play like a song for a certain amount of time, and after a timer hits, then it kicks over to something that says, hey, through the Ethernet, go and kick this button and then switch it to the other room. So I'm going to try it.
Yeah, totally. Ooh. Okay, we're in the other room. What's the next? Oh, next segment is video game, right?
Well, if we're doing video game, or if we would have to go back in the other room because
no, our video game.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that one.
Okay, so here's what I wanted to talk about with our video game.
Yeah,
I could show you a little bit of what I did on the mural board,
I think you should.
but I think we should limit that to like 15 minutes of talking about that because it's really not that interesting, but it's something that we needed. And then I would love to do sort of the talking about kind of the overall, because I feel like this is a good, like we need you and I to agree on things, right? We need to talk through some things just about the storyline and how we want things to go. And as long as we can get some of that down, we don't even have to write it down. We could just like talk about it and then I'll watch this later.
Then I'll use AI to transcribe this
it
later.
and be like, now make this into our video game.
Why don't you tell me this? Like, so what you did in the mural board, is it based off of any of the work from the 24-hour stream?
Yes.
Did you take a picture of that and then go home?
Yeah.
Thank God I didn't do any work on that. I almost was going to transcribe it, do all kinds of stuff on it. Would you say you went to that level of detail of transcribing it?
No, not all of the.
I'm going to let you drive this, by the way.
Sure. Not all of the dialogue. And
it?
I was going to try to have Weston do it, but the game you have up on itch.io, I will just say, goes to developer on whether you click start new game or go to developer. Both of them go to the development level. So we couldn't start it. But
what?
We couldn't, if you go to itch.io and you try to play our game, both the start new game and go to developer.
On the actual...
Yeah.
On the online?
Yeah. Because I tried to have Weston transcribe the dialogue into the mural board.
There is no way. Because we can download it from the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Hold on a second. Let me go to. We need to go to screen here. Make sure we can get to screen. So I go here, start adventure.
Oh, see, it was bringing us to the basement. It was putting us in the sewer.
Look at that.
Every time.
I don't know what kind of.
I chose both ones because I was like, oh well, maybe I'll go to the development one.
Ouch!
Anyway.
Wait, hold on. I want to squish this little thing. Before we go. All right.
Okay, well, whatever. Maybe that was user error, I guess. But I thought I'd choose both of them. Anyway. Okay.
It's all good.
So if you go to the mural, basically what I did was during the 24-hour stream, we've spent a few hours sort of going through the very first level and being like, what do we have so far? What are those interactions?
Is this it right here?
And this is it. Like this is basically taking what we did on the whiteboard out there and kind of making it more official and letting us add things.
Okay.
So really all I did was like, right now we have a cutscene outside the tavern. We talked about doing one more maybe cutscene of like him at the graveyard from the night, from the day before.
Yeah.
Right. And sort of doing those two. Maybe that's the cutscenes, right?
Okay.
You enter into the tavern level. This is the new level. What enemies does it have? What things do you interact with? Right. And so I thought we could just list like, here's the things that we want to interact with.
How you did
right?
this. Good job, Ryan.
So then your first interaction is Dee at the bar. And she basically says Roby needs to clean the bathroom, right? And then I just have a thing off to the side that says, here's sort of the storyline that we talked about, right? For
Okay.
like each of these sections. And then what I was going to do is have the dialogue boxes and just have each of the dialogue boxes,
Okay.
like have a thing out, Roby,
Right.
right? And then what does that do? After you talk to D, okay, it unlocks the bathroom. What are the things that you interact with in the bathroom? Here's, there might be like 2 or 3 things. And then maybe you collect a torn page item. So I tried to sort of color code things. So you'd be like, right, torn page, torn page, torn page. Oh, there's 5 of them, right? Like
Yep.
that maybe you collect. And same with everything else. Green is dialogue. Purple is, cutscenes and stuff. So anyway, so I basically just went through and kind of said, okay, what is that interaction? What do you do next? Like, it doesn't have very much stuff for the actual levels because that's just sort of platforming and everything.
Sure.
But just anytime we were like, okay, we have a new level, it's the sewer. What are we doing in there? They're learning platforming, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roby wonders why there's so much rancid toxic beer runoff from the brewery. And a player sees something that he couldn't get to yet with the double jump, but he wants to, right? And then here's what enemies we're going to have. And then need to collect the battery, right? And once you're battery, you're back to the tavern. So I sort of just like set the entire.
I love it. You did an amazing job. I got to give you some hella credit because like to be able to do it in a way that gives that cadence is great. I love it.
And then I just added things like when you get the cricket bat, right? Or like where would we want a cutscene? So I think it would help with is being like, what it helped me do is go, right, we probably need a cutscene after certain areas,
Yep.
to be like, okay, this like either hammers home some sort of point or like rewards the player with something. And so what I figured we could do is this would probably need to get bigger. Like maybe this is the outline. And then at some point you would say, okay, here's the cutscene, right? Put the cutscene over here and start figuring out exactly what the cutscene is. And so then you would do this and you would say, okay, the cutscene starts with this happening and then goes to this. And I feel like we could just use a lot of this board to kind of help plan it out now. Because we can say, oh, what enemies do we want here? What things do we want them interacting with? What are they going to be talking about? How many cutscenes do we want? How many torn pages? What rooms are they in? All of that. Because I feel like you did a great job sort of setting up, like, here's the world and how it sort of works and interacts with each other. And this doesn't stray very far from that. Like, it's more just...
You're like, it makes it not shitty.
No, it's not even...
I'm
It's not
just
even...
kidding.
No, it's more just like... to tell the story that we want to tell in the sort of interactions that you have back and forth. I feel like it's great.
I think what you're trying to get at. No, it lines it out so you can kind of zoom out and see it without having to play it in
every
a sense.
time, right?
And you're able to like look, okay, does this kind of path make sense? And what I would say is, how do you interact some of those paths? Like if you decided you wanted to go to the museum before you went to like the bathroom, is that possible? Like, because it's very linear in this case.
Well, and right now, like, it's sort of like yours in the sense that once you interact with something, that unlocks your attic, right? So I think at the beginning, you could say, like, say you went in here and it said, in cutscene, new level, you would just say, new level, tavern hub, new level, bathroom unlocked, or gift shop unlocked, right? Anything that would already be unlocked as you ran around, like this is the critical path basically through the story. So you could have lots of stuff sort of on the outside that gets unlocked or is just sort of normally there to poke around in and find story, but this is sort of like, what happens when you're in the kitchen? What do you collect dash? I added dash back in, so we should talk about that. So like I basically went, you get double jump first and then you get dash, and dash is the thing that allows you to like warp through walls basically.
Okay.
Is what we're saying. And so you need to be able to collect the sandwich at the end of the kitchen to give to, AB. Like you got to dash through something to get it. Right. And so then you're like, right now I'm learning that you do that. And in the museum part, I think you should have a dash and a double jump, something that like moves you around inside of there. So I feel like what this does is you can then be like, right, okay, I know we have the dash, I know we have double jump. So then what are we going to build this level around? What sort of, because a lot of this, I kept saying like, here's the context, right? And so much of it was just like, Roby learns about the background of Decker, of his grandfather. And I'm like, oh man, we can't just keep saying that over and over again. Like, what is that actually feel like? So now I feel like we could sort of build some of this out. Okay. I didn't have anything for the boss. Okay. So you should still be thinking about like, what is the end boss of the level? So that's good. Like, we should definitely talk about that. But I think, on the off time in between channel, maybe go through and just read through this and see if there's anything that you don't agree with or that you would add to that.
After seeing this is like almost like a perfect moment to talk about what we're trying to do here.
Yeah.
I feel as though we've spent a year, and we talked about this a little bit, I think on the 24-hour stream. I'm going to go away from that for just a second. Is like, what are we going to try to do with this Game Boy game? Like, are we going to continue development over the next like another year on that? Or are we going to look at other platforms, or what are we going to do? And I think it's still up in the air, to be completely honest. Like, I'd say I would lean more towards we just try to continue some of the Game Boy side of this. Regardless, I don't want to put time boxes on it because I hate the idea of like, you have to have this done by December. Sure. I do think we should have timelines and goals. Like we can't just be like, we're just going to do this. Because then it would never happen. We would never finish it. But what I like about what you just wrote here is it like builds the entire complete first arc of what we would create. Right. Because imagine us having to do this for an absolute next level. Right.
Yeah.
So I'm almost saying, and this is not saying, but as a question, could we just say like this, we're getting to a point where we're saying, if we can get this is our release of where it's at.
Yeah. That's always the thing, right? Like, I think that depends on the timeline of how long it takes to get to this. Right. Because I mean, God, there are 5 cutscenes, right? That we have in here, like there are lots of art that has to be built for all of these sort of interactions and things like that. So, I mean, there's a bunch of things that needs to get done for even this little section to be good. My wife, Catherine, she was like, part of what you could do is you could almost say like, here's the first level and we built it as a Game Boy game, right? And then we learned about the next level of stuff and we built the next level in, some sort of better thing. And it would just be this continuous story of Skull Lobs.
Well, like that's what I was kind of going to take it is that let's maybe in the next couple sessions or by the end of the year, kind of commit on a direction. I can say I can fully commit to getting this chunk that we've created, and we can edit some of this next part as like one full experience. And then at the end, whatever happens after the boss, we have like a really good point to where we could be like, is this, should we continue as a Game Boy game?
Right.
Because here's what I did, and I wanted to tell you this. I didn't think I'd bring this up, but I thought about this a lot, and I think it sparked not even the 24-hour stream, but a couple sessions ago. And so I started learning Game Maker. Okay. And not deep into it. So if you're not familiar with Game Maker, it's have you heard of it, by the way?
I have.
So I started looking into, there was Game Maker Studio 1, then they came out with Game Maker Studio 2, and then they just rebranded to Game Maker. And it has a similar kind of like feel to this of a GB Studio in the sense that they have a GUI version of it, but then they also have like the codable version of it, and they have some additional things that you can do. Dependent on you can get the free version, you can get like a personal version, and then you can get another version where you can release it on like Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam. And you pay like an annual fee or however that works to make that happen. And then I started getting into it, and a lot of the things that we've done up to this point, like apply.
Sure.
And I was like, holy crap! But then I started looking at some of the other, some of the constraints that we were getting at. Like here's one that just like eats me up with Game Boy Studio, which is, it makes sense that it's a challenge, is that you don't have layers. So if we wanted like a guy to run over a guy or behind a guy, we have no way to control how that happens. They absolutely have that in Game Maker.
Right.
Now, there's some other things we would literally have to learn Game Maker or find a collaborator, Mark Azul, to help us with building out some version of a game, because there's some coding similar to like JavaScript or some other languages out there where you can build out some pieces to it. So I say all of this because if we can tell this story arc, I love the idea that we nail that, we get it to this boss area, we have something we can say, hey, we made this Game Boy game, we love it, this is something we could do. If we want to continue developing on that, we have the architecture and it's there. And then maybe we spend some time to say, like, can we demo some other piece of this? Can we try Game Maker and see if we have more?
Yeah.
Is it going to just blow up to the point where we're like, oh my God, there's too much and we're never going to get anywhere?
Right.
But we could tell a much more compelling story.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
what's your thoughts is really what my ask is.
I'm always, it's always hard to lose sunk cost, right? Because you go, damn, we know how Game Boy Studio works now. Like, if you wanted to put out an actual product of a thing, you wouldn't just switch game engines after the first level because you learned more and you got scope creep, right? You would do it and you would make your Game Boy, your 3-level Game Boy game. And that would be, you would have an amazing thing at the end that you could be like, holy shit, we have an actual game. And it goes from the middle and there's 3 levels and there's bosses at the end and all of this stuff. Right. And so part of me thinks of that and goes, man, you should just like try to stick with it and not move out of it. The other side of me goes, hey, maybe you and I with AI and the way the AI is going could be our own little 2-man like game studio, and we could do on the side the 2 people who would normally be have to do this full time to produce a game, right? Over a couple of years could do it with AI and sort of build our own thing. And then I go, man, is the Game Boy just holding us back from something that could be cooler and more interesting, especially as we go further into the future? Because God only knows what a year is going to look like with AI, and all of that, right? And so then you go, man, maybe we should have a more modern game thing. And we learned a lot here, like outlining this and everything. I feel like is exactly how you would do this in any game, right? Like you could be like, man, what if we still had the same first level? It was just looked cooler and did more things. Well, even when we have this outline.
I'll be devil's advocate to that, or I don't even know what that would be.
I don't know who's being devil advocate to what at this point.
But how I've started to learn from some of the things I do at work and whatnot is that you just define like, okay, what is the outcome? What are you trying to get to here?
Yeah.
And in the Game Boy Studio market, like what do you get out of that? Like, so you say we release a game. Is it just like we're cool because we did it?
Yeah.
Or do we get that point where the story does continue through platforms? And maybe, I don't know, this is like I just drank a delicious old fashioned kind of thing, but our experience is transcending platforms in a certain way. And like, so we get the first level and we consider that a cool thing. Like we weren't going to sell it, so to speak anyway, but what it does is it shows that we can be dedicated. We were able to like take something from nothing to this.
Yeah.
And you go play the Sweet Itch game or that version of it to get a taste of how the start happens, and then it continues in the next platform.
Yeah. And people do that with movies and stuff, right? They start with little short films that include characters that they really like, right? And then they do a more complex film, you know, that becomes like, oh, and then you try to get it at a film festival and things like that, right? And you're sort of taking the same idea and kind of building on it more. So, I mean, in that way, you could, like, this was sort of our test environment for creating a game, and could we do it, and how does it outline, and what are the hard parts, and what are the easy parts, and what are we good at, and what are we not? And then you'd be like, oh, the next one is the full one.
Yeah. So here's the thing, I because of when we started this, and this was over, like we said, 13 to 15 years ago, we had this concept, because we were all into gaming and things, is this gave us the context, and I watched a lot of like, if you're an early game dev, and we remember we did this at the beginning, we were looking at like people's things. They're like, don't make a big game right as your first game.
Totally.
And I think we did not overscope it, but it is much bigger than probably just some like little small game.
I just don't think we knew could go into it, right? Or like how complex all of this stuff was. And the problem is we're going to go into the next software with the exact same thing of being like, we got this, now, and then it's going to be 10 times more complex than take longer than we thought.
100%. Here, I agree with that. Here's my counter to that is that the community is bigger for helping us.
Sure.
And what I'm finding with GB Studio, no offense to some of the Discords that I'm in, is it feels very like cliquish. They're just more like, well, it doesn't function exactly like Mario does.
Sure.
And so your little game isn't cool, or you're like, like it doesn't get the audience that I think we're trying. Like part of our thing is we want to tell a story and want people to like actually engage with the story. Right.
Yeah. Well, the GB Studio feels a little, like almost too niche, right? And too like,
yes,
like very developer centric of like how things work. It's almost like a tech platform as opposed to like an entertainment platform. It's because people don't use it for that, I guess. And so
I think it's more of just, I wouldn't say it's a tech platform. I think that people are just, it's like retro enthusiasts. Like some people are very much, I will not make a Game Boy Color game. I will make it specifically for the original Game Boy because that's what it is, and that's what you can do. And some of the constraints that we're facing, we wouldn't face if we knew C++ or how to do some of like assembly language and things like that.
Yeah.
And so what I'm thinking is if we take it a little bit further, and I was even thinking like genre, do we even continue with platformer, or is it more like truly adventure, or could we go a different like route in gameplay? I've honestly got really into kind of like cool RPG games lately. Like that could be fun. There was the other thing too is you can make some cool multiplayer things too.
Yeah, I know, but yeah, have you messed with Godot at all?
So I've not done either. I've watched a couple videos on both Unity and Godot. They've talked about Godot. It's like open source, I believe.
Yeah.
And so that looked really good. I had been looking online and using AI and research, and they're like, okay, if you were to get into this, like, where would you start? What would be the engines or the platforms that you'd want to build on? And Game Maker came up as one of the ones that, like, if you're introductory, you can still even spend your entire life in that platform and make games and sell them and probably be successful. But Unity, Unreal,
what does Game Maker
Godot,
charge you?
Man, we should probably look it up.
And do they do that Unity thing that everybody got pissed at Unity at and fled to those open source ones where they go, oh, if you put it on Steam, we get a certain amount of percentage of whatever you sell for the rest of your game's life.
So if you go to the download, let's see here. Well, that just shows download. I don't even see where it shows the cost. Tutorials, community, like you would just think, yeah, like they're very much like, hey, go and try this out.
Which version of Game Maker is right for me?
There we go. There's a long-term. I could have sworn. Can I download it for free? Check out our Get page. Here we go. This one, look at one-time purchase, $99 or $100. So you get a commercial license, which means that you can use it. You can export to games, desktop exports, web exports, and mobile exports. So you basically get that
console, no console.
Yeah, and so if you do it yearly, which is $79 a year,
we wouldn't care about console. We would just put it on Steam.
I think that's part of it. Let's see here. System requirements. GM requires at least 3.
That's for your requirements.
No, but console exports. Oh, to get that. So I think we would want to look at this as a potential. I don't know if you can like build it in professional and then like swap over to enterprise if you were going to do a console expert, like if you're doing bug and patch updates and things like that. But there is something to be said. Like, think about it. You could play it on Xbox or on the Twitch. Like, there's a bunch of these stores. So here's what I was going to show you. Is like, let's just look at the showcase. I know we're pivoting from the store here. So wait, whoa. He said something here that's important. Source code access, which probably would be a big deal if we knew how to mess with the source code access, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like this is one of those things. We did this before, right? We sort of did when we picked GB Studio. We did kind of a platform analysis, and then we would have to do the same thing this time.
So you have to do some other, yeah. So I think what would make sense, and I'm stupid enough to not know like if that's something we would need. If we don't need it now, couldn't we just get like this one-time purchase, figure out what that looks like,
develop it for a year, and then turn on the monthly,
and then see does it make sense to go to monthly and like keep it going or what? So
because if it's a badass thing and people love it, then you're like, great, turn it over to that other thing.
Yeah. So let's just look at like what some people have done, right? With the game. So here was
Exophobia. Yeah.
So this one I thought was kind of an interesting.
Oh, it's a Doom. It's a Doom clone.
Well, I kind of thought that it looked like super cool with their graphics. I really liked it. Because it seems like a 3D world, but 2D.
Yeah, like Doom.
Yeah. I mean, definitely like Doom. It had some weird.
Yeah, well, I feel like we would definitely have a lot more, options for what type of game we want.
And it doesn't have to be pixelated like this. They made this specifically like this.
But like, I think we might want to do that maybe, or I don't know. It depends on how much we want to lead into AI stuff. Cause like a bigger game with bigger stuff also means just like a ton more art.
So here's the thing is that I'm going to almost decouple me from thinking like AI is going to be part of whatever the hell we do going forward. Like it
I'm just
would
saying
help
art
us move
creation.
it.
I'm just saying
Okay.
with art creation, like
I guess we'd have to see what the copyright laws are. So that was interesting, right? That was just
Yep.
it kind of looked cool. I'm not saying that we would go that. It's almost like a first-person shooter with the Doomish kind of things. I didn't look at. Let's just randomly look at some of these. The Tree Spirit. A lot of them have that 2D kind of. It does look very retro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this looks like a fighter game. Platform fighter.
he's so tiny.
Oh, I didn't even notice it was. It's cute. It's probably the fun part of it.
It's like
So-
because you're fighting giant things.
I don't know if I would be into like that kind of a game.
Oh, this is like a roguelike.
Yeah. But you see like menus. Oh man, the UI and the potential for that just gets me like, oh, that'd be so fun. Of course, we would be biting off more than we can chew. But my
Yeah.
thought is like, what the hell are we can do, Ryan? Like honestly,
What else are we gonna do?
I mean, if I like to have things that we be
Yeah,
doing, and that
totally.
could be fun. Is there any other one like Blazing Chrome?
I own that on the Switch.
And so they made it with Game Maker.
Nice. This is a super fun game. I played.
Is
the
it
whole
like
thing.
Metal Slug?
No,
Or it's like Contra.
It's like Contra. I played through this entire game.
So
It
now
was
that
hard.
you know that it's made out of Game Maker, does that give you anything?
It makes sense. Like, it makes sense for how just like how it looks and the simplicity of it and everything.
So when I think of a game that I would make, this is probably the ceiling where I'm not saying I'd be able to make this game right
Sure.
now, but this is where I would be going for. Like, this kind of graphics, layers to it, maybe some cool backgrounds, animations. Not the style, so to speak, but
Yeah.
I love that.
Blazing Chrome.
So you like that one?
Yeah, that's a great game.
All right. So I guess what do you think? Like, is there any other ones that would look good? Still. Oh, let's just try this one, because that kind of reminds me of a thing we would try to create some
Yeah.
sort of like
Like this feels like what ours would look like.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to Blazing Chrome, which looks like freaking badass and a giant studio worked on
Yes.
for, multiple years full time. This looks like how ours would look.
Yeah, it absolutely does. This still looks good. I like it. It has a different. Reminds me of what the hell? Duke Nukem maybe, or there was another little kid one that they used to have out there. So the question would be, do we do a platformer like this? Do we continue with that? Because this is kind of what we're doing already. Platformer, but more action in this one.
This one is a lot more action. There's a lot more bad guys, right? A lot more like corridors and trying to get through there, where ours is very much like a story that you're getting and you're kind of going around. Like the enemies in our game are not like these enemies.
Well, the problem is it's hard to make the enemies do cool things in the other game. These ones are definitely on rails, so they're like, shoot these 3 things or do that. I think that's probably one of my frustrations with the Game Boy, is that it's almost outside of my like wants to do cool things. Like I'm like, all right, I'm super limited, which is the fun part too, that you're limited. But I don't know if I want to be that limited.
Right.
So that was okay. I'm not saying that was like the best, but it looks kind of cool. I'm gonna do at least one more, and then we'll stop and we can pivot. Pogo Rogue.
Do Little Monster.
Where's that? All right, Little Monster. I want to see one that's not super pixelated. Is it a thing? Can you do that? Cutscene. Someone's gonna eat him. It's coming for him. Gimme. See, this one doesn't have that pixelated feel. Like this is what I'm thinking when I think about a level up from what we're doing. Maybe the graphics wise.
Yeah.
See, they're crisp.
It sort of makes it look like a Flash game, though.
And I'm not saying, yeah, why not? Looks great.
Like Flash games are cool.
Just because you could have some really clean, it almost reminds me of a vector game. Like I would, yeah, but which I guess would be Flash. But wouldn't that be easier on you if you didn't have to work with pixels and you could do sweet vector art?
It depends on how many pixels you get, right? Because like if you get, like Super Nintendo or Nintendo level pixels, then you're sort of like, you have more open. It's almost like part of this too is also the like how much art needs to get built for these games. Is
everything,
like
Ryan. You need to
ridiculous,
quit your
right?
job
Exactly.
and do this 24/7.
Totally. Like, and I would love to, right? Like that would be amazing if all I had was to work on that. But in some ways you sort of have to be like, okay, it's either going to be AI art that we're putting together and sort of judging together into a thing, or we're picking some kind of like very minimalistic art style and like trying to art style, around the problem. We just have to think about it.
All right, I'm going to just be watching
Like this
all
one?
these games.
Yeah.
M-Duck.
Cause it's like this is like a cell phone game.
Oh, I see it. Dodge those bullets. Oh, good dodge, little ducky. M-Duck is so good.
Victory.
Like a little dancing. Damn, they're smooth.
Like, I also think that there's something to be said about like choosing a year. Like, what did video games look like in this genre? Like, or this for this system, and being like, all right, we're going to try to mimic that. And, maybe that's like a Nintendo era something. Also, too, you have to remember we are getting music made for the video game that we are making currently.
No, so I'm not abandoning the game. I guess what I wanted to do is like take a moment for us to.
But I also think but I also think a lot of times, like, if you keep it those same levels and you keep it the same thing, that like that music could also then move over to your new platform.
I think so. I absolutely
Okay.
do. So, all right, that
right.
was a little diversion.
We have
didn't
15. We have 15 minutes. Well, we have maybe 15 minutes.
School Bob's 1989.
Nice. We should do I like write, can we bring up the mural or something and just write down a bunch of things for characters that we want? We should just talk about it for 15 minutes.
So do you just want to talk?
Yeah.
Or are you
Well,
typing?
I want to put, because I'll forget.
All right. Well, I thought you were going to use AI to do a sweet transcript of our conversation, right?
Yeah, you know.
All right, so this is a good point of the show where you could help, right?
Yes.
Because the concept here is Ryan gets himself prepared, and are we gonna even stream what you're doing?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would you want to see what Ryan does?
Totally.
Fine.
got to.
Here's Ryan's sweet
Okay.
amazingness.
So what I want to do is I just want to have some consensus between Adam and I, basically, and chat. You know, you've been following along. You've been hearing about the story. I need to know, like, when we start writing things, because what happens if you don't have something like this and you start writing things, you just, whatever comes to your mind, you're just like, oh, that would be a neat thing for them to do, or for them to think about, or for them to have in their backstory. And then, you know, it ends up being like none of it feels coherent then, right? Because you need.
So these are like character profiles.
These are like character profiles, and not only that, but then also just get out of here. Just ways for us to, like, how do they interact with each other? What story are we telling about these characters that we have? And you know, exactly. There's going to be plot holes, or there's just going to be weird interactions that we have to fill if we don't do this upfront work first.
It makes complete sense. It's
Why does this keep being on caps lock?
Ryan doesn't know
This tiny itty bitty little thing here. Okay. And AB. Let's just do it for right now.
Ryan's really into making sure AB has capital ABs
And
every time.
And a dot in between.
Oh my goodness. And a dot
has
in between.
to.
Why is that?
Because you would pronounce it ab if it didn't have a dot in between and it wasn't two capitalizations.
It just makes me think like, hey, they misspelled that.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Roby.
Hey, I actually have a different idea. Why don't you not start with Roby?
Okay.
Because then we've done so
Roby.
much Roby.
Okay.
Roby's
Doesn't
a guy. He's got a grandfather.
Okay, let's
blah,
do
blah,
D.
blah, blah. All right.
Okay.
Who's Decker, by the way?
That's Robert Decker, the
Robert,
grandfather.
okay, grandfather.
I've been calling him Decker. Okay.
Hey, Decker.
So, I'm going to say, like, D is pregnant. We already said that, right?
These are just okay.
Okay. What other things about D are there?
She's pregnant with AB's baby.
We're going to say with Roby's baby, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe we don't know, right? Is that a thing that we don't know? Maybe he's not the father.
Ooh, that would be good.
You know, and they're just together. Maybe we don't even leave that. Maybe she's pregnant.
Yeah, I like that. I like that better.
She's pregnant. She like runs or like manages the bar.
Yeah,
I feel like
she does the most
tavern.
adult thing.
The tavern. Okay. Okay. What are other things about D? She and Roby are in a relationship.
Maybe she's just kind of a hoe. That's from chat.
No.
I like that angle. D a hoe.
Okay, so she manages the tavern. What personality types? Yeah. I would say she's worked there a long time.
Ooh, I like that angle that she knows what it is, and she's more of like great Freaking Roby taking over the thing. I've worked here forever. Should totally be in charge of this sucker, but
then like she's also in a relationship with Roby. Like I like that idea of them sort of like co-doing the bar, but she is the competent one. Like she is the competent one of the two of the couple. Okay.
Could we put is there bullet points in this? Is there a way to make that like?
Yeah. Well, because we're just brainstorming here. I could put it in bullet
Okay.
points.
So can you put other ones on other characters? Because I think it might help us to jump around. Because as you say certain things, like do one on all of the other ones, and then like I want there to be something like just on Roby's, like he may be incompetent, but he's about to get his shit together.
Okay, like ready to get his shit together because he has this new responsibility that he hasn't had to deal with before.
Wait, I like that. Roby's dad's baby. Oh my god.
Okay, so let's see. So we'll say like it. So he's inheriting the tavern and brewery.
I must agree with Mike Azul. When I saw Brothy, I was like, oh, that's cute. He's got a Brothy.
He's gonna have a little Brothy. that should be a thing. That should be a thing.
We got to put Brothy in there now.
Okay. So inheriting the tavern and the brewery. I feel like these are stuff that we definitely already know.
Yeah, but
what are the
the one thing I was just wanting to say is that you know how you think about story arcs and things? Yeah. He's probably incompetent is not the right word, but he's aloof, or what's the opposite of aloof?
Like it's almost like he has to step up to the new responsibility that he has. He's gonna have his girlfriend is gonna have a baby. Like he's just inherited all of this stuff. Like he is going from boy to man, right? In this.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call it like that. It's almost like he's like almost an anti-hero. Like he's always going to have some goofy stuff that he does.
I think he's like a drunk, too.
Oh my
I
goodness.
think he is like borderline alcoholic. Okay.
What is his interest outside of the storyline? That happens. Some good question.
Yeah, well, and I feel like we need some of that for D as well.
All right, put another card of of that. I love that. That's Mike Azul has just added a dimension to Skull Bob's right then, because like what the hell does he do outside? He plays video games?
Okay, let's see, like. Okay. Maybe just outside stuff. Okay. So we'll say. Okay.
You know what? Like, let's give him a. Yeah, I like this. I like this angle here. So maybe he's been always resistant to run a business or something.
Yeah, I just feel like he was living in the shadow of all of
yes, living in the shadow. I like that.
I think maybe that should go in this one. Woo, that's a spelling of responsibilities.
Stealth mouse, you little shit.
Okay. What else does Roby do?
So the video
we were going to say this was Colorado, right? Is the setting Colorado?
I like the idea of being ambiguous about where it's at, but if we want to say it's like the Midwest or Colorado, that's fine.
Okay.
Because I like the idea of like I'm trying to think of later on in the game we have mountains in that first picture or whatever.
I like the idea of like fixes things.
Ooh.
As things that he does on his off time. Like I could see him messing with the arcade cabinets and like repairing them you know, like doesn't really care about the overall management of the stuff or like that he is such a huge part of this. He's more just like, oh man, I'd like to tinker with some of these things. Like he has sort of like a simplistic, like, you know, blue collar side to him.
Put blue collar in there.
Okay.
You know what's interesting about it is that could play into how he gets the skull to be a weapon later.
Right? Like he's able to like craft things and do things better.
Because the grandfather could never do that.
Right.
So then yeah, I like that, crafty. Because the grandfather could only ever take, that's part of his arc. His grandfather could never figure out how to take the skull beyond brewing beer.
Yeah, well, and we you know, that was part of the storyline to begin with, right? Is that like
let's just make sure we write that.
Get it. He couldn't get it past there.
But Roby can.
But Roby. Well, I feel like Roby figures out something, which is it's like the necessity of it being an emergency, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
I love the chat on this one. You guys are helping out quite a bit and making me laugh my ass off. Thinks he's gonna be a daddy, but he's going to be a brothy.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Okay, so let's do what are some things about Dee that she does outside of the story?
So I'm gonna have that conversation. Mike Azul help us think about some of those things. Like we really could use some ideas if you have any.
For what? I haven't.
So he says like all of these characters need to have some piece of their psyche that is unfulfilled.
Right.
And like something they're trying to create.
And that's what I Dee right now is sort of like our story does not pass the Bechdel test.
No.
Like Dee has no motivations beyond like helping our main character Roby get through his stuff that he's doing and everything. So like I would love for, you know, yeah, like she is trying to be the boss. Yeah, I like that. Like she wants to be the boss. Like she feels like she is ready to move on. Like she wants to take on more than managing the shitty rundown bar. Okay.
I like that.
So like we'll say like has higher ambitions. Maybe that's actually here.
Man, I just had a random story arc where, you know, it goes through it all and then Roby dies. And then Dee takes
is
over.
The one, and like Dee is actually the main character.
And then she comes and then she births Roby.
What?
I don't know how that happens, but we got to make it work.
No, you're cut off. Yeah, like basically stealth mounts. That's what I'm thinking. Like she is sort of the boss already, but it's like Roby was just born into his life, right? You know, he would just be like a random sort of helper and worker at the tavern if he didn't have the super famous grandfather.
Right.
Like, whereas Dee is the one who has actually put in her time and everything and knows how shit runs.
Dee's put in her time. She knows what she's doing.
Like he Higley said that in here. Like she's worked there a long time. Like she's sort of seen, and I feel like that helps because she could help, the storyline. Even just me saying that, help Roby be the hero, right? It's like we need her to be more part of the hero.
She resents her own dumbass boyfriend, but knows shit she's gonna birth him soon.
We'll say resents Roby's like like place in society or whatever, or like, just like his where he was born into, right? Where she had to work for it.
This starts.
He's Homer Simpson and Dee is, damn it. What is the guy? Dang it. Never mind. I lost his name. Grimes from The Simpsons. Okay. All right. What else do we want to say about Dee? What does Dee do? We got to figure out some things that Dee does outside of the bar. What does she like to do?
She is 100% roller derby.
Yeah, I like that idea. Like, Okay, I like that idea. Roller derby badass.
She's like she's an amazing volunteer.
Like, I like sort of like the punk rock style.
I think she's like a volunteer for, like I'm trying to think of what she would volunteer for. Because she's very philanthropic in a way, but like also just super badass, and she just would do it because if she would do something like, I was almost feeling like not for the homeless, but maybe for the homeless or something like that, or for less fortunate folks, or for
animals maybe.
Okay, I'm good with
like
that.
Animal Society.
I feel like because she's such a badass that it would have to be more than animals. Like, she cares for animals.
Because you can't make her a saint though, right?
Oh, we're not, because she's a roller derby badass in a punk rock style.
Kids.
How can she roller derby when she's pregnant?
Well, that's what I'm saying. She had to stop. Like,
Yeah.
she had to stop because she's pregnant now.
And she resents that because
totally.
she's like, can't do the thing.
Okay.
Do volunteer for not homeless, but it's like, it would almost be for like
a soup kitchen.
I was thinking, I had that in head, so maybe since I had it and you had it, we'll just put that for now.
Well, that's just like,
yeah.
So, something to put down. Okay.
But wait, I feel like we're missing something else for that, because that makes her still a saint. So what's her other thing? She has like a,
like what's Dee's bad side?
Like
we have no character.
Should you
flaws
put
for
that
Dee.
like another one for bad side, like good side, bad side kind of things?
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
know.
like Roby's is mostly bad, right?
Roby hit like. He's like Dexter on the side, kills people.
He's just killing people.
Killer.
Well, let's just do this for her. Okay, so she mostly has good stuff. So we'll say, what is her bad side?
She's a Karen.
Yeah.
Sorry, Karens. Didn't mean that bad.
Oh, helping veterans. I like that one for the volunteers.
Do that. Put soup kitchen and veterans. We gotta use some chat here.
Okay, what do we think is bad about her?
She's alt-right. Right, just kidding.
Full MAGA. Okay. No, I would think that like maybe like needs to be in control.
Ooh, I like that. It's like high control needs.
Yeah, we'll say high control.
I mean, and maybe she gets like, she's quick to anger or something like that.
Cool. Okay, let's move on.
She likes losers.
Yeah, that's one bad thing. Okay, so let's do AB because we haven't done anything for AB.
Like, if it's on a roll, I'd rather do this than do anything else. Because
Okay.
this is good. Like, we should do that. So we'll keep it rolling until we go. Okay. So AB,
what are some things about AB?
well, he's clearly he's like a collector.
So he's like an alien biologist. That's what we said AB stands for. So he's sort of like a scientist, right?
Right.
Like,
but we gotta run with the idea that he has some other things. Like he likes to collect things.
yeah, collector. He's like known Decker for years,
Yeah, I like that. That's a good thing.
right? Like we'll say is an alien. So we know that.
Well, an alien to Earth, but
Sure.
he's a traveling alien.
Yeah.
I also think he's like he's not
He's a studier of biology, but is also an alien. I feel like that's what like Decker called him or something. When they first met.
You damn
Like,
alien
your grandfather gave me my Earth name.
So he's in his lot of alienism outside of in the universe. He's kind of like a mid-alien.
Is he an alcoholic? I also feel like he and Decker hanging out and drinking and things like that and trying to figure things out. Like, or him just trying to get things out of Decker to help him or hurt him. Anyway, maybe not. We don't have to make anyone an alcoholic in
Yeah.
this, but like
Like I
that's-
feel like that goes into like the
it's like
people can
too-
like
too
the
dark.
drink, but it takes it
Too dark.
too far, because then you have to almost like resolve their alcoholism at some point.
right. I suppose that's true. Okay. What other things like
Can you communicate through time? Ooh, that would open up some doors to talking to Decker.
to talking to Decker. Maybe that might have to be revealed in game 2. Let's see. Is an alien? I know we wanted him like affable, right? I kind of wanted him to be sort of like going with the flow a little bit until he isn't.
Well, and I was going to build on that, and I think he's always he has something to prove.
Sure.
If he gets this thing, he's he's now known.
Sure.
He's just
like an academic, right?
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Yeah, and I think he Higley kind of nailed how I've always looked at AB, is that he's that middle ground. It's not polarized. He's not one way. Like he does good and bad. He's both good and bad in the story.
Yeah.
Like he accidentally knocked up D, but he's gonna be there for child support. So he's like both sides.
Okay. Let's see. What else good? So what about Decker?
He was dedicated and I'm trying to think, like if you put it in time frame 1939,
Yeah.
he had
I feel like he was like old school.
yeah, that's what's the detail into that, like he followed like a code of conduct or something, like it was he always
Stop trying to make everyone all right, Michael.
hey, I was the first one that started. I mean, actually, he probably is.
He probably would be.
He was.
So I said like secretive, right? Like a sort of, I like the idea of him sort of like recluse.
Yeah, he lost wife at an early age.
Ooh, right.
Because we never talk about the grandma.
No, that's true. Okay. Lost the wife early.
So what do you call like a guy that's not like, girl is a cougar? So he's like a I don't even know.
Like, how old was he when he died?
Okay, let's do some years.
70?
Let's do some years. What year is this game in?
Oh, right. I guess like what year? I feel like it's been pretty timeless at this point. I do think they kind of need cell phones. I think they kind of need cell
So if he was in 2024, oh shoot, how old would he have been when he got to the top of Mount Pomari?
We'll say like 20.
20? Okay. So he would have been 95 in 2004.
Yeah, I think in 2004?
2024.
2024.
So what we could do is we could say this is like 2014. Like when did the iPhone came out? In 2008. It came out in 2008, right?
Right. Yep.
So then if he died in, let's see here. 14.
I think could be fun to have it sort of like a bit of a genre piece, right? That we would think of everything as early 2000s or mid.
I'm thinking like if
like
you
2010.
If you got it, 2010. Here we go. Here. So
if he was 2010, he would have died when he was 80.
Yeah, 1939. He'd be no. Yeah. Right. He would.
If he was 20,
he'd
right?
be like
and then
81.
He'd be 80. So we'll say he died at 81.
Yeah, he died in his 80s, early 80s or whatever. But yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, so I'm gonna do a different thing over here. Where are you, sticky note? No, sticky notes.
Set in 2010.
Okay.
We can bring in Halo into this now.
Perfect. Okay. What does Decker do outside of his life? What did he do? What did he do?
See, I kind of like the military angle there. Decker could use some sort of enigma machine to send encrypted messages. Mike Azul, he's getting on this and the messages because he's helping open a door. Think about it. You could use Decker because in the story right now, why are we writing all this out? The guy's dead and he's gone from the story. Like it barely tells the story. But could you somehow like connect with Decker through time?
Right?
Like and create a message or something because AB and Decker had some sort of connection at some point. You might be able to ask a question.
I feel like that's one of those things where if you feel like the story needs it, you already have aliens. So then you just go like, awesome, the alien, has a thing to talk with his, like vibrations or whatever. Like you just make up whatever. But like, is it actually? Do we need Decker to be a bigger part of the story?
Well, and I think so to a certain degree because it helps resolve some of these other pieces. Like part of what I'm thinking is, and I'm not going for the enigma machine or whatnot, but like what he's talking about is it like think about the years 1939, wasn't that around World War II?
Yeah, don't ask me.
World War II, I think, ended in 1945.
Okay.
And so it would have been like in that realm when you as a person would have been in the military doing some sort of thing. And so like think about it like this. Yeah, the skull came out, but then how did AB and Decker become friends? Mm-hmm. Because they had some sort of like vibe about communication and other little things that they came together.
I sort of see it as like AB was scanning around and realized that there was something like this in on Earth, right? Because so he was sort of like archaeologist going out finding things, just sort of like you said. Like I liked up here where it was like he has something to prove if he gets the skull. Like he's sort of getting older and he hasn't found any cool things yet, and he's kind of like really looking for that. So he sort of kept going by and being like, hey Decker, let me have that thing, right? Or like, I can help you like figure it out, or I could do things. And they were sort of buddies and they were, shooting the shit all the time and sort of helping him, but they were kind of like,
So, but they're friends.
They're friends.
Like Decker and AB became friends. Like at least from the story that I would see is that AB was going to just jack the skull and go.
Yeah.
But because Decker somehow like got him into the like wooed him in a way, he's like, this guy's cool, like I want to be his friend. And so I think that angle is like a hard part for AB that gives him that like between.
I think how I sort of think about it is like they knew each other, right? They probably AB was like, Decker's a smart guy. He has it contained in a thing. Like, it has security measures around it and stuff. And like, he's also sort of my friend over these years. I'm not going to just screw him over and steal the thing. But as soon as he dies and he's like, his idiot grandson is taken over, he's not going to know how to do anything with this skull. Like I wanted this skull for forever, and two, this is my perfect opportunity to go and grab it. Like,
absolutely.
And I'll just like play along with this Roby idiot for a while until he can bring me to the skull and shut things down, and do this, and then I'll just sneak it out of here. And that's sort of in the back of his mind, but then he starts liking Roby and they start developing a relationship, and he's like, yeah, and then at the end he steals it anyway. Like
see, the interesting thing too is that it can go back again the other way.
Totally.
Like he steals it, then he feels guilty, and then he goes
well,
back.
That's where like commercial breaks are, right? You're like, oh, you got to build it up. Oh, he stole it, and then you come back and he's like, I decided, it wasn't. So you can keep going. That's like the next game.
Ooh, when he steals it, the baby has something that goes wrong with
it. I think like the baby needs to like how I would end it is you beat the final boss and then something happens with D and the baby and like they are now like in the storyline with you, right? And the second one is you playing as D and, you know, the other one, D and Roby together for the second game or whatever. And you know, yeah, something, the baby is crazy, or the baby like
baby is Decker.
The baby is
yeah,
some kind of something,
because it was totally, it's like a time travel like mystery.
Okay.
Because Roby was Decker's grandfather, and so his grandfather was also his. Okay, never mind. Just trying to go too much in the time loop like Terminator. Because is it like, remember, like John Connor's dad was born well after he was.
Okay.
Searches around for articats. Ooh, articats. He loves articats. I feel like there's got to be a connection with AB to the Decker family in some way, and I don't know how to do it yet.
Okay. So now let's do. So if we probably do. You want to? I still kind of want to play Halo for at least a minute.
Yeah. We're gonna play Halo 2 for a minute.
Maybe we do 10 more minutes, because I would love to know like Roby and Decker. Like here.
Like their relationship?
Yeah. Like, what is their relationship?
Oh, wait. Okay. I want to do that, but I was also just had like a quick thought.
Okay.
Like, if D is that much of a badass, why is she with Roby?
I think because like he is a lovable like goof, right? Or
put that in there then.
So
I was actually gonna say like he did her a solid, or like there was something that
gave her first job or something. I mean, she's black too, right? And like always, you know, sort of like defended her, did something, and
I was
they
thinking,
kind of like they worked together, and so they ended up together. I don't know what
it is, but I'm just thinking that she doesn't owe him. She's never gonna feel that way,
right?
But she wants to. Like she sees something in him, like he could do something, like
right.
he could be a badass, and like
totally.
the time that connected her to him was based off of something that said.
I mean, the high control could be definitely like I could fix him. Yeah,
maybe that's true.
Okay, so I like that idea. So like, say we just went.
Just the idea that you know, she sees that Roby has potential is really what I want to say. Like she doesn't just like look as a lost cause. I mean, that would probably be the easiest way to say it.
Yeah.
And I think the reverse happens too.
Okay.
And she and Roby knows that that D is like a good person, or would be like, if she could just be a little bit more chill in certain cases, I guess would be they're just a good match.
Yeah. Sometimes you have to be sort of a little bit opposites, right?
Yeah. I think it has to be both ways though. It's not just one like, oh, I just see this and I'm like, but Roby like truly cares and supports D unconditionally or something like that. So she has high control needs, but he's always trying to do best.
Nice. Okay.
All right, cool.
And we can do that.
I mean, just free thought here.
Totally. No bad ideas in a brainstorm. Plus he thinks she's hot.
She clearly.
Okay, Roby and Decker. What was their relationship like? Grandson and granddad.
So their son father. So Roby's dad, Decker's, passed in a tragic accident. Young. So then Decker was kind of the father figure in his life.
But not very attentive. Right? Yeah, I almost had Roby's dad as being like just this non thing that then like pops up later in a story or something, right? Like sort of a person that's just kind of, you're like, whatever happened to him? I think he died at some point. Like I was thinking he could just be sort of a mysterious person that popped up. Yeah.
So then put died in parentheses just so that we can hold that as we're not sure if he's dead yet.
Oh,
like he
well,
could be a deadbeat.
I assumed he was sort of dead, but
Blurry figure, dad, you know, I should have said quotations instead of that, but you know what I mean? Like he's like right now I'm down with that he isn't part of anything, but
I think we're also just trying to like limit the number of characters too at some point. To,
I want
like,
to tell a good story. Like if
well, it's like it has to have backstory for things to make sense, right? So even if it's not even in the story, we should have things about who they were and what they were thinking and stuff.
Motivation.
And then, yeah, exactly. Okay, so what about Roby and Decker?
I think he was always teaching the crafty parts. That's where he learned to fix things. He was very, and I think this can tell the story of how his grandfather knew, or how he knows how to get to the skull or open up the stuff later in the game because he's had the experience for it. He taught him to fix things.
Taught like.
Yeah, you're good. I'm just messing with you, bro. You're doing a great job.
Taught him to fix things. Like. Was their bonding time?
Yeah, it was their bonding time through
fixing stuff,
through hands-on activities.
Yeah, and then let's see. Yeah, like I sort of, but just sort of let him do whatever he wanted to, right? Like it feels like that would be the grandfather would be like, crap, the dad's dead now. I want to work on this skull and do this stuff. And like, I sort of want to bond with my grandson, but I don't really know how, cause he's from the 30s. And so he's like, yeah, you can help me fix this arcade machine, or you can help me fix these electronics, but doesn't really know how to do any of the other stuff.
Strict though.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe he was actually strict,
but then I feel like if you're going to be strict, you have to be around all the time, because like, you have to be around and being like, what are you doing? What is your homework? Why isn't your homework done? Blah. Like
I meant to like, because that would play into his story of being not responsible, is that he was like a recluse grandfather because once he got the thing, so he was like strict and he didn't let him go out. Like he was almost like limiting to the social.
Okay.
Limited like Roby's social interactions or something.
Yeah.
It's not typing. Oh, there it goes.
Let's see, like, like strict with Roby. Like maybe controlling?
Yeah, a little bit controlling.
Because he wanted to protect him?
Because he wanted to protect him, but he never told him why. 100%.
All right, I like that. Okay, so we did a little bit of Decker and AB.
Can we do a little bit of a psychoanalysis on the rat? He was like really hungry.
Yeah.
Came from a family of 17,000.
It's like
in New York.
You laugh, right? But I bet video games have done dumber things.
He appreciates cheese on a very specific level.
But what type of cheese though, Adam? Let's really get into
only
his head.
Parmesan shredded.
Okay, so we talked about AB and Decker, right? What was their we said that.
Oh, I like that they both came from like from military, from where they came. Like both of them had that as a bond.
Okay.
High aspirations of Rat Emperor. Okay, so hilariously, we're joking about the rat, but one of the first bosses I was thinking was the rat boss. I was thinking like, because you kill a rat in the beginning and he's just laying there, but maybe what happens is he gets some of the beer stuff on him and he turns into like a.
I think it should
an
foreshadow
Uber.
what we're doing later on in the game, though, right?
But it doesn't
Shouldn't
that foreshadow that the beer and everything has some sort of like generative effect on things?
Okay.
Is what I was going for.
I could be convinced of that BS storyline that you just came up with on the spot.
Honestly, I thought because what I was thinking is he's in the sewers and stuff, and then like how does we have some of those main bosses, but you didn't want to go to aliens yet. You were trying to go like, well, you did a spider, you did this, like you just make them bigger. With Decker. Yeah, and to steal the skull. Steal the skull, is that the right word, or just to take the skull? Like
It's basically why God, I can't see the cursor in this. Like I feel like the cursor is too light. I can't see where I'm like moving
I don't even
around
think it's in
here.
there. That's fine. I misspelled a lot of things.
I would say he's like Indiana Jones. Like it's like you probably should have just left all those artifacts for the those countries that you're visiting to get, but you're kind of like, oh, other bad people are going to steal them. So I got to get it and like give it to a university or whatever, but get all of that credit, that's sort of how I think about his,
so you got to put Indiana Jones on the other side.
Okay. So
He's like Alien Indiana Jones. AIG. J.
Learn respect for Decker
Because of their past. That's probably the easiest way to say that.
or their, because of multiple interactions, right?
Yeah, through talking about their past.
Like, and I think he would sort of respect that he like was taking the right precautions to keep other things, he's like, all right, he's doing the right thing. He's basically got to figure it out.
Like he was using it for the right reasons. Like he didn't want to take it for the right reasons. I think this is a good start.
Yeah, I think that's a good start of like, here's our 4 characters. Here's some of their motivations, a little bit of their background, how they sort of link up to each other, and we'll just sort of flesh this out as we go. I think that's a perfect place. Can we do half an hour Halo 2?
We can.
Let's do it.
Halo 2.
Halo 2.
It's 20th anniversary. I put it on the thing. What'd you think tonight, guys? Thank you so much for your help so far. It has been amazing to get to this piece. Ryan's going to go out, and he's going to get on the outside thing. Go plug in. Talk to me once you're out there. I'm walking over there. So we're going to continue the game. This is the kind of working sessions we needed. We have been able to build a story. I can't believe this has been 15 years in the making, and tonight you've contributed to it. And so that's the cool part. Thank you for all the help. I still think the baby needs to be like Decker, or maybe it's AB. We're gonna figure it out.
That is jacked up. Jacked up. I'll hear none of that.
All right, we're going out there.
Okay.
You're on camera, Ryan.
I'm gonna grab this Halo 2 disc, this sweet tin or whatever this is, aluminum case. I remember that. I had this exact one. Of course, the limited edition version. All right, you get this set up. I'm gonna use the restroom again.
It's already set.
Oh, nice. Well, get us in that game.
All right, so this is Halo 2. You've seen it. It was original Xbox delivery. So we don't usually play games on the stream anymore. That used to be a thing that we did, but we thought it would be interesting to do it tonight. And the reason being is that we are at 20th anniversary of Halo, so we can't pass that opportunity up to do it. So what we're going to look at is Halo. Let's go over to the retro station. Oh my God, Ryan is missing it. The Bungie loading screen. Ah! So we know it's loading at least. So one of the things about Halo 2 is it took so long for us to get to this point of being able to be in this platform. Halo 1 we played the crap out of that game. And why we did was because that was the only thing that was out, and we loved it. There was a lot into it, so the vamp here. You know what? Screw it. Ryan isn't out yet, so I'm gonna just get the game ready to go. We're gonna get in there. Holy crap! Wait. Okay, I was gonna say is Abdonimus in there? Check it out. We haven't turned this thing on forever. We have Judas Disturbed. Oh my God. Disturbed Shifty has a profile on my Xbox. Beautiful. Sancho, Storm, Dominus, Abdonimus, Zombie, Poop Dog, Halo, Scarab Gun,
No Tri-Enemy.
Megas,
No.
Tri-Enemy.
Tri-Enemy,
Oh
there we
yeah,
go.
K-Lump. All right, this is amazing. All right, I'm gonna go into
What is this? I'm playing with the Duke?
We're all playing with Dukes. This is
Oh, man.
OG
Wow.
original game systems, Ryan.
Dang.
Welcome. Are we gonna play a campaign mission? Can we play split screen?
I don't even. Is this? Even,
Oh
is
my
this
God!
even-
Look at this collaborative. This is amazing.
Okay, how do I do this? Can I? Do
All right, hold
Tri-Enemy?
on a second. Let me do something. All right, we're gonna put ourselves opaque a little bit. Whoever gets in the bottom, which is gonna be probably you. Oh my God! Is this where we last? We're at the
The
Arbiter.
on normal.
All right, let's see what.
What
they
is this? Is this the first level?
Change level? No, it is not.
Oh.
Let's see here. Oh, you know, which one should we do? Should we do Metropolis? That's where the Scarab's at.
We're never gonna get to the Scarab.
Yeah, I know. I was gonna say we're gonna only have just a little bit of time to play this.
Grapevine, remember that?
The Great Journey. Let's do the Grapevine. Cairo Station. Cairo Station was fun. You want to just start
Totally.
Halo?
Yeah.
Let's just do from the start, right? We're gonna just do it on normal.
No, you got to do heroic.
All right, we're going to heroic.
I feel like normal with two people who have played this game quite a bit is gonna.
Yeah, but you
destroy
do have
it.
no bumper buttons on this.
That's right.
Look at this.
How does that happen? Oh yeah, those are cool. Did I do those?
Ryan made these things,
Yeah.
you can't even see it, but on the controller backs, he had stickers that he
'Cause
made.
I worked at a sign shop and I could print stickers, and so I measured this perfect thing, and I made everyone that we played with little stickers to go on the top of their controllers that said their gamer tags.
This was an amazing moment for us to turn this on and play this game.
Well, I remember it being
God.
I bought Xbox Live for this game. You know, I was like, all right, I'm getting on Xbox Live and paying a monthly thing
Let's
that I
watch
paid for
this.
the next 10 years.
Nice. Folks need heroes.
I remember us being like, "Oh my God, look how
So
amazing
it
the
looks
graphics
amazing.
are!"
Yeah. Well, we still got something to smile about.
Sarge, Purple Heart.
I guess it does look better than Halo 1, but not by the leaps
But on
and
the
bounds.
original Xbox, this was released, Ryan.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It's crazy. Think about the lore that this game created. Right?
Yeah, I mean, it was good. The idea that you're switching back and forth. No, I mean, no spoilers for Halo 2, but you switch back and forth between playing as Master Chief and the
Drawn quite a
Arbiter.
crowd. If they came to hear me beg, they will be disappointed.
But that's the cool thing about this is
Who's
and
that
the
voice?
people
Who's that
crapped
voice?
on it.
Yeah, they did. And I mean,
You did?
no, I liked it, and obviously I played a ton of the multiplayer. I would say that it's I would probably want to revisit Halo 1 more than I would want to be revisiting Halo 2, and I would probably do 3 over 2.
3 just had some classic multiplayer because they got it tuned into this.
But
I look-
then I just feel even the storyline. that
Oh,
you-
Cortana! There's no button to switch between the new anniversary
Oh,
special
man,
edition.
yeah.
That's what's cool. This is
This
OG.
is OG.
Sergeant Major, the Colonial Cross is awarded
So
for acts
the
of singular
juxtaposition,
daring
he's
and
getting
devotion.
meddled.
Soldier of the United
Yeah.
The other
States
guy's
Space
getting
Corps.
tortured.
There can be no greater heresy. Let him be an example for all who would break out.
Because the original story, if you haven't heard of Halo or done any of Halo, is this elite is what caused the destruction of the first Halo.
Yeah.
He got off.
He's taking the blame.
Commander Miranda
basically.
Key.
Yeah. Whereas this guy,
Because he was like an admiral, right?
Yeah.
Or something. Wasn't he like heading sort of the major fleets?
Yep. let Master Chief slip through, but they're like, you saved the world.
That's Keyes' daughter, right?
Yeah. What's her name again?
Miranda.
Miranda Keyes. And the special burning stick.
Yeah. Like an elite with all its armor off. And
Naked
stuff.
Elite.
Was this the first time that we had seen brutes?
I think so. Yeah, this is the first, but you're like, what the heck?
Slip space ruptures directly off our battle.
I love how it like came together at that point. I didn't even notice that.
Position just outside the kill zone.
This is Fleet Admiral Harper.
Let's
We
go.
are engaging the enemy.
Negative, Admiral. Form a defensive perimeter around the cluster.
Because are they in reach?
Commander, get to your ship.
Are they above reach?
No, I don't think this is
Yes,
Reach
sir.
yet. Is it?
You have the mech gun, Cortana.
Pretty sure
As soon as
it's
they come in range,
something
open
like
up.
that.
Gladly.
I don't know. We played this enough. We should have known.
Should have
Fleet that
known.
destroyed
you know.
Reach was 50 times this size.
Oh, what? Did you hear that?
The,
Yeah.
the fleet that destroyed Reach was 50
Joint
times the
fighter comes
size.
offline. Give their capital ships a straight shot at Earth. Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir.
I need a weapon. Right this way.
Oh wait, do we have to do the intro part?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, we're not like waking up and, you know.
Yeah, but you get given Oh, okay. We're good. Split screen. I'm on the top. Oh yeah, I love this part.
Gotta pick up your. Oh God, I fell underneath. I'm not doing good.
Ryan wanted to play heroic.
Yeah.
How's it going, Malta? Stand by.
I'm not sure how.
Check your targets. Watch the
Oh
crossfire.
right, left trigger
They're in
is
standard
throw
formation, little
grenades.
bastards up
Yeah.
front.
Be
Yeah.
careful with that. That is not look down sights.
Nope. You gotta
It's
right click.
right click in.
Okay, this is a good weapon though.
That bulkhead.
Okay, I'm on top. Ryan's on bottom.
Okay.
Let 'em have it.
Hey,
I'm,
bust-
I'm on bottom.
You're bottom.
I'm top.
Nope.
I was saying where were we positioned to shoot these guys?
Oh.
As opposed
Oh god. I did bad.
we got him.
All right. It's so like crappy on the graphics.
Yeah.
Oh, those guys up there too. Forgot about this. I remember being like absolutely shocked when I first played this level.
Oh, I have no grenades. Sorry.
Dude, there's some stuff
Okay.
back over here. You back?
Yeah.
One of the things is that when we first saw this level, I was so used to the like non-textured versions of the first game, and it felt like I couldn't even see. I was like, "There's so much going on. It's so amazing." Now it's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you're like, look at this simple, lame.
Fall back position, sir.
Hey, buddy. All right.
Yeah.
They have the like cool names. Oh, is this dual wield?
Oh, that's
Can you
right.
dual wield?
You can dual wield in this.
Oh my God, you can dual wield. That was like amazing back in the day.
Yeah, they totally abandoned that.
Why did they take it away?
I think nobody liked it.
I don't know. Is this the only game you can dual wield? Did they do it in 3? I couldn't remember.
Oh, I got you.
Totally was going the wrong way.
That'll happen. That'll happen in this.
Wait, what's he doing? You done, boy? I love how you can just like jump out of the dual wield and punch. Oh crap, I'm gonna get crapped up. Oh, that was so bad. What am I doing? The HUD was good. Oh, you done. You done, buddy.
Yeah, it does. It definitely feels a lot swimmier than I thought.
I was
it
gonna
would
say like,
before.
you know what it could be though is the connection to the computer a little bit.
Oh, I could see that.
Because I think what's happening is there's probably just a slight delay. That's what we're saying.
That must be it.
Yeah, it's not that I
It's
suck.
not that I suck at this.
Man. Next 2005 24-hour stream, we play Halo 1, 2, and 3.
Oh man, just straight through. That was like the plan for a little bit during.
We
the
had done
24
it
hours
before.
stream.
We've
Yeah.
done that. Oh, I did. Because remember oh, there was guys behind me. That's why. It spawned me like right behind a guy. That's great. Oh, and then
What is shooting
they
me?
nerfed the guns in this so bad.
Did they?
Remember the pistol?
Oh yeah, well, that's true.
Oh, this part was such a bitch on Legendary.
Oh yeah, this whole thing.
They tried to like make Halo 2 really tough.
Oh. Do I have any grenades yet? Is there grenades in
There were
this
some
game?
grenades in the ground over there. Ah shit. Ah shit. Got stuck on some geometry like a noob.
Like a noob. Go back here and save your butt.
Yeah, thank you, I'm back. Back in action. Don't even have a beautiful battle rifle, my favorite weapon. Over here.
Okay, I got one red elite. Oh, I want to dual wield both of these. That'll look ridiculous.
It's funny. I'm so used to. I was playing Halo 1 yesterday, and throwing a grenade was like shooting a bullet, essentially. Ooh, he got me.
Dang. I might have also killed you.
Oh, you shot me in the back?
No, I was shooting him. It just, you were right. You were getting beat to death by him. So
Yeah,
you were
right.
very close.
I see how it was.
What is your status? Over.
I don't believe it! They're retreating! We won!
Oh god,
where
this is
it?
a cinematic. It's out here.
Oh no.
This is bad. Real bad.
Where do they come out here?
Yeah.
Oh jeez, I just ran straight into all of their fire and died.
Put you back.
This is the we need the B combo, the bitch combo here.
Oh yeah.
It's very big in this game. How about this?
So, in the original game, if you haven't played Halo, is you gotta throw one of these plasma blasts and then swap over and.
Well, because the plasma blast takes down their shield.
Oh crap! There was a elite hiding behind there. Whoops. We should
And then
have.
you could shoot him in the head.
We should have totally played normal.
No, what? We just killed it.
I must have really sucked back in the day because I feel like I am ice skating right now.
Yeah. Okay, you got that battle rifle?
Damn it! No, I keep like trying to zoom with my stupid.
Yep.
Front row center, sir.
Oh, of course, and then I've used all my. Oh, this is where.
He will not die.
Was it always this super blurry?
I think it must have been. Oh, jeez. And it didn't even stick him. I'm dead.
You got him though.
Okay, I'm back.
The spawns were a little different back in the day.
No grenades.
Oh crap! I got stuck. Nope.
Nope.
Got away though. There's a guy over here. He's hiding. Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!
Oh.
ran out of bullets.
I'm out of bullets. I'm out of everything. Oh, God, I'm dead. That was terrible. That was not befitting Master Chief. Okay,
I know.
I'm
I
back.
feel very rough on this. Like, if I'm in a different Halo, I'm like, good. Weird. Wait, is this... Can I rip this off?
No.
Oh, you couldn't rip it off in those days. That sucks. Oh. Nice. What do we got?
We have one red elite that I keep getting down to like nothing and then not being able to finish
Where is
the
he?
job. He's hiding somewhere.
I missed his ass.
Oh,
Did you get him?
no!
Is he red or blue?
No, I think he's blue. That's how weak this is. Finally.
I think we have to go down these things.
Uh-oh. Hey, they're leaving the Athens.
Uh-oh. Exploding.
Cortana, assessment.
That explosion came from inside the Athens. Same as the Malta. The Covenant must have brought something with them. A bomb.
Then they sure as hell brought one here. Chief, find it.
It's kind of funny, like, this is the only Halo that they try to bomb us.
Yeah, that's true. They're like, it's like a terrorist attack, you know?
Yeah. Well, maybe it's because, oh my god, that was a good grenade. Oh, isn't there an invisible in here?
Yeah, right at the end of the hall, I think.
So where we pop up.
Got
Get him?
I got one.
I didn't remember there being two, but maybe there is.
Yep.
Oh shit. I'm dead.
I gotta
We're
get
dead.
out of here. Damn it.
We
I
both-
was trying to back. I was trying to back out.
How far back do we get? Refresh. Okay, it's not too far.
No.
All non-combat personnel to pressure zone.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was
we
gonna
got
say,
15 minutes.
We have just a little bit more time.
We can get through this level. Yeah. Okay. So there's another one. So that guy wasn't in.
He's right there. He's right there. He's right behind you. Oh God.
Got him. Good job.
All right, we're back. There's a shotgun up here too.
Nice.
Just what this place needed. A couple real... Ah!
Oh God.
Oh, there's a red elite up here.
That dual wielding is like impossible to control.
Is it? Did
You,
get
really gotta like feather it.
Did you get the shotty?
I did.
There's some bullets up here if you need them.
Do you have a battle rifle?
Yeah, I do. And I'm actually would rather have a battle rifle. That's my jam.
You said there were bullets somewhere?
Oh, it was on that table. There was some shotgun.
Oh yeah, I think I. Oh no, I didn't.
Ooh.
I got one of them.
You ran in my way like both times. I was trying to shoot around you, but both of them shot you in the back. That was great. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I need a stupid, here we go. There's another one.
And this one had no health, right? Like
Nope.
you were just. It was,
I love that.
it was just shield.
I love that.
How 4 hits it takes
On
to
a
kill
grunt?
a grunt?
Yeah. It's not insta kills on those guys.
Oh.
We're both in the same place. There's a...
Throw a grenade there for good measure.
Just to make sure. You never know. The noises of these guys. Always so classic.
Yeah, they were. I feel like they were particularly good too. He's dead, right?
Yeah, he really did. Just the doors, them jumping
How
out.
did that? Oh man.
Might have been me a little bit.
No, but I think I thought he was dead.
Where is even the end of this? I don't think we would get to the end of this because we get the bomb off of this thing. There's no way we're getting to the end of this. Your battle rifles or your shotgun is there. Because isn't there like a space part and everything?
Is that in the first level?
I mean, yeah, I think it is. I think we're getting close to some part of it.
Yeah. We could probably do like some halfway point.
Yeah. Oh god damn it. Bro. Got you in the back. I'm sorry, bro.
You know, I'm running forward because I got a shotgun, right?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Oh! You see me stick him in the head?
Yeah. All right, so if this was 20 years ago, it was 2004. We had just graduated college, right?
Yep, dude. We were like in the workforce.
Wait, there's people coming through this door. Those guys on. Yo. Shut up. There's another one right here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, outside part.
To show that we were like an astronaut at this point, kind of thing.
It's like Master Chief can go anywhere. It's 0G. Is this at the big jumps?
Sir, orders have reached
Is
the
it?
power control center.
Oh yeah,
They
you
have
do
a
have
bomb.
like.
Can you defuse it?
Yes, but I'll need the chief's help to make contact with the detonator.
Chief.
Yeah, they're behind you.
Double first echelon,
Oh.
you're with me.
We're
Blanket those
skipping
cruisers.
that.
Take them out one by one.
Wait, is this the
Second
bomb?
echelon, keep those carriers busy.
No.
Registering all hostile vessels.
Is this gonna be the flying bugs part?
No, this is the bomb.
Going loud.
All right, great.
Isn't it? Oh wait, maybe you're right. It is the flying bugs part.
Yeah, right. You guys
You
go
are right. You are absolutely right. And I just got murdered.
Oh, this shotgun is terrible for
Yeah,
this.
this is not the right moment for you to have that.
Man. Those are two really bad weapons.
That's almost
right
a
there.
better way to go out on this one.
I guess it can't all be fun.
These, I remember being like, I don't know if I like these things.
Yes. This was definitely the part where I was like,
Halo, what have you done?
because flying enemies are so awful.
Oh my god, I can't.
I
even
can't
escape it.
shoot these.
Yeah, they're a little rough.
And they're like, here's a battle rifle. Here's lots of battle rifle ammo. You just
I love battle rifles. All right,
I think we got
guess
one
it can't all
time.
be
I
fun
got
and
one more
games, huh?
time.
I'm just not gonna go out there because I'm gonna get murdered.
God dang it! I blew us up. I blew you up. That showed him.
See,
Hey, amigo, how you been?
we survived grenades, yo. The sound effects are amazing. Do we have to like trigger it?
I stuck one.
Good job.
I'm hurt, man.
You're trying to fight a stupid bug, that's why.
Okay. We just gotta be.
I can't tell if it's alive or dead. Is it dead? Are they dead?
No.
Oh no, there's a bunch down there, but they're not bugs.
Covenant right now.
Covenant bugs. throw
Threw a
a...
grenade right at my feet again. Got you.
Okay, I need another one of these. Do we have to turn this thing on?
Yep, you gotta hit
Wait,
the
did
button.
did you drop your shotgun?
Nope.
Okay. I could have sworn I saw a shotgun over here.
Huh. Sometimes the bugs have.
The bugs had guns?
Yeah.
No, did they really?
How were they shooting you?
I thought they... Oh, you're right. I kind of always just thought that it was almost like a bug juice that they shot at you. I didn't even think about it. Like, it's actually a gun. Because then what guns were we picking up? Oh, yeah, like plasma rifles.
Yeah,
It was like plasma rifles.
pistols.
Okay,
basically.
okay. That makes a lot of sense.
But sometimes they have weird things.
All right, there's two guys that are flyy. I remember this being a
in the back.
pain in the butt.
Your fire on the first carrier. Admiral, do what you can against the second.
Everyone, form up. Follow my lead.
Ooh, they got double.
Yeah, I remember them being really rough.
Gotta get that guy. Great. Okay, got him.
You got him.
The Malta's debris field and headed straight for Earth.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you had him, and then the stupid elevator went down.
God, did his thing...
That
Oh, he
guy
got him. Good job. Oh, that stupid floatiness of this.
Well, and also we're on this crazy elevator.
You jump up onto this thing, right? Oh crap, buggers? No, 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 no.
No, that's it. Oh, I fell to my death? Where am I?
You might be dead. Oh shit,
Where
oh
is
shit.
this?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, you might be able to, oh my god. Am I with you? Are we dead? Permanently? Are we in some weird like area where we can't get back?
Can I jump back onto you?
If you can run up like the side. Oh, shoot.
No, I'm toast.
No, you come up this little side right here.
Up the side?
Up this thing. Right? Yeah. See?
Oh, I didn't see where. Where did you go?
There was like a
I see. Like a little ramp.
yeah. Well, the question is this guy still alive? Which he likely is. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Alright, I got him.
Alright, just go through the elevator. It'll just warm me.
Ooh, I'm gonna get my battle rifle.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Is this the part?
No. I think you have to go through more of those, like, levels above places.
Just so you know, there are quite
Maybe
a few
not.
elites.
It
fighting
is
the
11
bomb.
o'clock,
Oh,
my
okay.
friend.
This is perfect. This is it.
This
This
is
the
it?
bomb.
This is a hard part, too.
Yeah.
Turn around, right? It's through here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no more bullets. It's like some secret areas in here, too.
Good job. Oh, I died. I didn't realize there was 2 elites there.
There's like a dude back here. Get back?
Yep.
Oh, crap. God, I get stuck. Man, this route seems so normal. Like, run back, restore
Yeah.
health.
I got him.
Okay, is there a bug? What the hell? What the hell? What the hell is shooting me?
There's a guy with double needlers.
Where is he?
In the very back. He's our last guy.
Hit him?
No. Oh, we did. Good job, dude.
Hell yeah!
Inside your head now.
Perfect cutscene. That's good.
Yeah.
This is like the classic Halo scene
Totally.
to watch,
Yeah.
nonetheless.
You don't want to know.
Cairo, this is an Ember class.
The carrier shield is down.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
in position
request.
and ready for
What does he say?
immediate
Request permission to leave the ship.
Not against a ship that
Give
size.
them back there.
Not on your own.
That which they gave us.
Permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back,
Back
their
their
bomb.
Permission granted.
I love that.
This is like looking up.
Just like looking up with the realization and being like, "Yep, permission granted."
this
was on a lot of the marketing material.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking, and it's crazy.
So, stay here.
Unfortunately for us both, I like crazy.
I feel like this is good writing.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It was a good elevation from Halo 1.
Totally.
Really filled in the storylines. It's kind of funny those things just disappear though. Boop.
Just one question. What if you miss?
I won't.
For break? Doesn't he say that?
Yeah, he flew pretty good.
I like how it looks like you're gonna get on one ship and
Yeah.
then not.
Right. Like you think it's this one far away, but then it's like, oh, it's a massive one right in front of you.
I like how he gets perfectly into the core somehow.
Totally. Yeah.
And knows how to turn it. Oh, I guess she knew how to
She
stop
knew
it.
how, yeah.
This is where I feel like he needed blasters and not just like a floaty.
Yeah. Like, didn't they have? They didn't in the original ones. They didn't have like feet blasters or backpack
Yeah, or
blasters.
He flew pretty good.
There you
Get
go.
inside. Gear up. We're taking this fight to the surface.
Oh yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got
That
to
was
play
good.
that good
Totally.
anniversary kind of version of this. So
Yeah, that was great. Thanks for setting that all up. I know, like having not everyone has an Xbox with the original Halo 2 in a collector's case ready to go. So I
and being
appreciate
able
that.
to play it right
Yeah,
away,
exactly.
like on stream. So
On stream.
anyways, thanks for hanging out with us
Yeah.
on the Hangout. Next time, I don't know, are we gonna
Thanksgiving. It'll be Thanksgiving Day next
So
time.
we may be
so
missing
maybe
that.
miss
You know
that
what?
one,
If
or-
depending on if we can't do it, we maybe do some quick remote stuff. I might play some games. Just a quick heads up: I was gonna start playing Witcher again, and I lost over a year of saves in Witcher.
Why? How did that
I
happen?
have zero clue. It did like Xbox
Isn't there
didn't save
cloud
it.
saves?
Yeah,
Cloud
and the cloud
saves?
save didn't have
Man.
it. So I'm like thinking I might start it over again and
Oh,
play
God.
it through. So
You're
yeah,
just gonna play through Witcher again?
yeah, it'd be fun.
That is like Adam is dedicated to that game.
It's
Play
fun.
what about Cyberpunk? Have you
Oh,
ever tried-
maybe I
have you ever
should.
tried,
I heard that was good,
like,
so
about
maybe I should try
Cyberpunk?
that.
It would be a much more adult stream because
I was thinking
watched someone
I might have to
play it,
push like a button where it like blurs the screen
but it would,
in certain
but
cases.
it would be,
so.
but it would be fun to see like because I watched somebody play through it.
Yeah.
and it was like you do like choose a lot of skills of how you're gonna be, so you could end up being like ninja, invisible, like that sort of way, or you could be like gorilla arms, like ripping people, and doors off of hinges.
I guess I'd have to. I don't know. I'll have to play. I like the old timey kind of thing.
Yeah,
That's why I like Witcher
totally.
2. So
this is like, cyberpunk. So
well, until next time, we'll see ya. Peace out from Adam and Ryan.
yeah, thanks for hanging out.